Yeah! Welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions. We've got a great show tonight. We're going to be talking about HEVC extensions if you're using a GoPro 7 and up. How that is important if you're running Windows 10 because your PC might not be able to handle it. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about the Mavic 3 fact or fiction. But before we get going, let's talk about on this day in history. Alrighty, in 1829, Sir Robert Peel introduces the Metropolitan Police Act of 1829 to Parliament to establish a unified police force for London. 1862, slavery outlawed in U.S. territories. 1865, Union General Gordon Granger declares slaves are free in Texas. Now the end of slavery is celebrated across the U.S. as Juneteenth, which is now a federal holiday, which started yesterday. It was signed into law on Wednesday, so no mail on Friday. And all the federal government, that was closed on Friday. Also, 1944, World War II, the first day of the two-day battle of the Philippine Sea. U.S. naval forces defeat the Japanese fleet. 1991, Colombian drug lord Pablo Escobar surrenders to the police. Alrighty, let's go to film and TV. 1952, I've Got a Secret debuts on CBS TV with Gary Moore as host. 1953, WCSC TV Channel 5 in Charleston, South Carolina, CBS begins broadcasting. 1953, WTPA, now WHTM TV Channel 27 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, ABC begins broadcasting. 1956, Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin end their partnership after 10 years and 16 films. 1973, the Rocky Horror Show stage production first opens in London, written by Richard O'Brien and directed by Jim Sharman, starring Tim Curry. 1984, Weird Al Yankovic gives free live performance at the Del Mar Fair. 1984, first live TV appearance by Chief Justice Warren Burger on Nightline. 1992, Batman Returns, starring Michael Keaton as Batman, Danny DeVito as the Penguin, and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman is released. Alrighty, let's skip on over to music. 1932, the first concert given in San Francisco's Stern Grove. 1960, Loretta Lynn records I'm a Honky Tonk Girl. 1961, Little Egypt, Yin Yang by the Coasters peaks at number 23. 1964, Bob Dylan completes UK tour. 1967, Paul McCartney admits on TV they took LSD. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Anyway, 1978, The Best Little Whorehouse opens on 46th Street, New York City for 1,577 performances. 1994, Sally Moran and her escorts closes at Helen Hayes's in New York City after 50 performances. Alrighty, and off to sports. 1846, the first officially recognized baseball game played by Cartwright rules. The New York Nines, 23, defeat the Knickerbockers, 1 at Hoboken, New Jersey. 1867, the first Belmont State. Gilbert Gilpatrick aboard Ruthless wins in 3 minutes and 5 seconds. 1894, the 28th Belmont. Willie Sims aboard Henry of Navarre wins at 1 minute 56.5 seconds. 1897, the U.S. National Championship Women's Tennis. 1895, title holder Juliet Atkinson beats defending champion Elizabeth Moore 6-3, 6-3, 4-6, 3-6, 6-3. 1908, British Open men's golf course at Prestwick Golf Course. Scotsman James Braid wins his 4th championship by 8 strokes by Tom Ball. From Tom Ball. 1914, British Open men's golf at Prestwick Golf Course. Harry Varden of Jersey wins a record 6 Open championship, 3 strokes ahead of defending champion J.H. Taylor. 1922, Paavo Nurmi runs world record 5,000 meters in 14 minutes 28.2 seconds. 1924, Pavio Murray runs the world record 1,500 meter of 3 minutes 52.6 minutes. 50 minutes later sets a 5,000 meter world record in 14 minutes 28.2 seconds. Also runs a world record 3-mile time of 14 minutes and 2 seconds. Within that event at the Finnish Olympic Trials in Helsinki. And that is all on this day in history. Alrighty, let's get right going to our show. Let's bring up my first panelist, my co-host, Chuck from Kovacian. Let me unmute him. There we go. Hello, Chuck.
Hello, world.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks, Art. Thanks for having me. Wow, Batman. I remember sitting in the theater for that when it opened. They handed out a flyer, and they had all this really, really cool stuff you could buy. I don't know if you remember that. They had like a little brochure they handed out in the theater, and one of the things they had was a die cast of the Batmobile. And I think it was 1/18th scale, and like the missile launchers worked and all this stuff. And now, mind you, that was what, 1980, whatever. That thing was like $40. And I was like, oh, that's pretty expensive.
That was a lot of money back then.
What do you think it's worth now? I wonder.
If you know Ashley from, she used to co-host on Ken Heron's show.
Yeah.
She has her own channel. She just recently did a review of the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton.
That was an epic movie.
The Joker with Jack Nicholson.
He was genius as the Joker.
Yep.
Yeah, that was so good. That was so good. Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah, but I wish I had that Batmobile, darn it all. That looked pretty badass, and I never ordered one. And now it probably is like $1 billion.
Which one did you like? Did you like the first Batman from the TV show, the first movie, or what was the one that they had in the later one? I think they call it a tumbler. It had the huge wheels.
Oh, you mean I like Michael Keaton's Batman the best because it had the. You remember he said shields. They went. I was like, ooh, I want that for my car. And when he went around, remember
we've
around the
got
corner.
another panelist all
What?
the way from Florida. Let's welcome Adrian Mateo Drones.
He looks
Welcome,
like
welcome, Adrian. Good to see you.
Working on it.
How you doing, man? And he's gone.
He's a passenger in a vehicle. You remember the grappling hook where it like launched out the side of the Batmobile so it could make that corner? It grabbed onto the light pole or whatever and went around the corner. Oh, dude, the gadgets, man. Gadgets.
Yep.
Where'd Adrian go? He just fell off the... He'll be back.
Yeah. What happened? Oh, and he had that cute, that neat back grappling hook where it looked like he was floating up.
Yeah.
Or he floated down and he had his cape out. And
oh, he had so many good gadgets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing with like James Bond and Batman and all that stuff. It's the gadgets that bring us guys back and back. And then what keeps us are like the heroines, like, or the whatever the Catwoman and Pussy Galore and Bond and all the Haley. What was Haley Berry's character? Do you remember? What was her character
she
name?
was Catwoman.
She was Catwoman once, and she was smoking hot, but she was in a Bond movie too. Remember?
Oh,
did she?
Oh, didn't she play Bond?
No, I don't think so. But she was a Bond girl, and she had that burnt orange bikini thing on. Whoo, smoking. Wow, we're way off topic. I'm sorry about that. Way off topic. I was just following up on the history thing.
The neat thing about the show is sometimes it takes twists and turns all over the place. So let's start off by talk about HEVC.
Yeah. I haven't had the problems you had.
I've been playing around with this. I've been having a heck of a lot of problems with this. And what I ended up doing was I did a full format of the SD card. Not a quick format, just full format. And then I did an update, not a manual one. I hooked it up to the PC, and I've got GoPro Quick, where you just do the download, and it was quick. It was a lot easier than downloading the bin file and putting it. I never know which folder to put it in, where to put it on the SD card, and it never works.
Or you said Haley Berry's character was Jinx. Yeah.
Yep.
She could jinx me any old day. Sorry, Lori. Ooh, I don't know if I could handle them both at the same time. Probably not. I'll try. Lori, let me. I'll try. Anyway, so HEVC. What about if that's if you bring the files in directly to your computer and try to play them? But if you bring the MP4s in from the GoPro, just store them on a folder and then open them with your NLE with your editor, then they'll work okay, right?
You mean via a cable instead of just taking the SD card? You know what? I'll try that.
Just throw them on a folder and then, but I mean, don't try to open them with you could try opening them with the computer, but your NLE should open them up like if you use DaVinci or Premiere or what are you using, Art?
I'm using Filmora 10.
Okay, well, Filmora should bring those in. Okay, they're just MP4 files, but I used to have a similar problem on Windows 10 with HEVC stuff. If I tried to play them just on the computer without, using like whatever player was media player, whatever the heck it was.
Right.
And then I had to get the HEVC from the extension. Yeah. And that worked for me, but I guess you didn't have it work for you yet.
Yeah. I guess my, either my CPU is not beefy enough or something.
I can't remember, but I had a problem with that back in 2018 when the Mavic 2 Pro came out, and I bought a Mavic 2 Pro, and I had built a computer about a year prior, and I didn't have Skylake. You all right?
Yeah.
Darn bronchitis.
Just a
it's kicking its way out.
cough.
Yeah, it's kicking its way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Now
didn't have
it's
Skylake
much
X.
easier.
I didn't have a processor that could handle HEVC. I found out that I gone on the cheap too much the last go around a year before. So I ended up building the hell out of the machine and bought like a freaking i9 and then all this other crap. And now it's ridiculously
overkill. Well, it should work with an i9.
It does
was
now.
talking about you needed a beefy i7, at least an i7. And I'm using AMD. I'm using
like a Ryzen?
The Ryzen series.
Well, that'd be. I don't know much about. I'm not an expert with Ryzen, but I would think that would be beefy enough. But regardless, if you're try it in your editor, just bring the files in your editor because that's where you're going to really mess with them anyway.
Right.
See how it works out.
I'll do that. Mm-hmm.
That's a bummer though.
Yeah,
I paid 99 cents.
Bob, I did the.
Yep. Yeah,
I download and it just wouldn't. It says error.
There used to be a free one. There used to be a free one, and Microsoft finally figured it out and took it away. There's a dude on YouTube that shared it with us all, and I grabbed that. I was like, free, nice, and it worked great for a while.
Well, what I did is I downloaded a converter that would convert that into MP4. And I did that, and the video looks good, but the thing is, it's kind of fisheye looking.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. You can correct that though. You can do the lens distortion correction. Fillmore probably will let you too.
Okay.
DaVinci's really good at that. They're built-in ways to straighten that out. They have all the factors, all those little goofy little factors you change to get it from this to get it squared up.
Well, I put the camera right in front of this camera, and you think that's pretty darn close, but heck, it had the whole room.
Yeah, it's super wide angle. That's GoPro has the really wide angle stuff, but now you got to kind of bring it in and straighten it out. Yep. Yeah. Well, it's an action cam. That's what they're.
That's right.
That's what they're known for. I know with the action, I have it set up so that it dewarp is enabled. So basically, you give up a little bit of your frame, but it straightens it all out. So it's more cinematic. I like Ron's logo.
Brown
That's cool.
And his band of renown. Welcome.
Hey, Ron Brown.
David, AZ Drone Dude, thanks for coming. And Bob M.
And Michael's in the house from Fly Zone.
Yep. Michael.
Or is it Sergio? Yeah. I can't tell them apart.
Well, Sergio, it'll say Sergio in front of
They don't share. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you get tell the difference.
Those boy band dudes, you can't tell them apart.
Now I wonder.
He's going like, Chalk, you jerk.
Do you know who Christian Toto is?
I shouldn't I?
Yeah, he's a movie reviewer. Yeah,
Christian as I blankly
Toto.
Stare into my camera.
Yeah. Oh, I'll have to. Okay. Movies in Toto, I think is
good one. Yeah, see, Michael's laughing his ass off now. Every time now, when I think of Michael and Sergio, I think of you ever see the movie Rock of Ages? Well, the rock opera of Rock of Ages art,
right?
When they did the boy band thing,
it's called Hollywood in Toto.
Okay,
it's the
Hollywood
name
Toto.
of his website, and he does movie reviews, and I hear him quite a bit on some of the conservative talk shows.
Oh, sorry, Z guys. That's Rock Pages. Sorry. Great movie, great opera on Broadway or even in Las Vegas. Wow, I really got off topic. I'm sorry. Coming
Yeah,
back.
you did.
Coming back
Squirrel.
around. Squirrel.
Yep.
Coming back around.
So, I don't have that problem with the GoPro 5 because I played around with that and never had an issue with the HEVC. Now, the other thing that I did is I went on GoPro and learned how to use all the different things on, the GoPro 5 and the 7, how to save battery life by turning off certain apps and stuff. Like, do we really need GPS on a GoPro?
You do not.
Yeah. So I turned it off on both of them. And also, what'll save battery life is if you turn down the brightness.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, your screen's the number one battery burner on any device, pretty much. Phone, GoPro, Osmo Action, all of them. It tears it up, sucks it down. Did you see what that's Michael met Lady Gaga? I'm so jealous. She's awesome and she's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I met Angus Young once.
Nice.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah. Yeah, those dudes are usually pretty cool. Like, you get them on the side, they're just normal. Well, okay, maybe they're not totally normal, but they have a different lifestyle.
Especially Lars Ulrich. Have you ever met him? He's the drummer of Metallica. He's a dick. All right, Adrian is back. All right, Adrian.
About that fella, the signal died.
Is that what happened?
That's what she
You're
said.
All right, let's go. No.
He's still censored. Look at it. He's like no screen. Oh wait, we have a circly spinning thingy.
Ooh. He is out of the zone. And hey,
come on, AMD.
Vidar,
AMD.
all the way
AMD.
from Norway. Welcome, welcome. Oh, also what I wanted to say is let's try to get some more members into the show. Let's try to get 5 today. Join in and be a member of ArtCo Drone Solutions. I have members only videos and all the other cool stuff. Well, Adrian's gone and Vidar is in Denmark. Okay, cool. And also, if you like to leave a super chat or super sticker, I have that capability on this channel. And all that money helps out with this great channel. Doing upgrades and making better quality content.
If Art gets 10 members tonight, he might change his background.
Ooh, yeah, I'll
Is that
do
a dare? Do we dare you?
Sure. All right, let's see if we can get 10 new members. I'll change this background for 10 new members.
Challenge accepted.
All righty.
Come on, you guys.
Oh, okay, that's right. Lars is from Denmark. Okay.
Oh, Norway. Lori and I need to get to Norway. Darn it all! It's right next to Sweden, and we know that my very kind drone friend Ash is out in Sweden. So Norway's just next door. I think maybe 2022. Lori, is that what we're thinking? Yeah, we got to get out there.
Ron, I'm still working on it. How things turn out. I was in the hospital a little while ago, and we'll see what my funding looks like. It looks pretty good, like I could go. I do have some vacation time left, so I could probably take 3 days, get there the day before, and then leave a couple days later. And that way I could be part of the spin down after the big meetup.
The spin up and the spin down. That'd be awesome. I wish I had more vacation time, but I booked it all. That sounds really, really fun. One of these days. Maybe that's 2022 for me too. Maybe Lori and I can crash that party.
Ooh, cool. Oh,
that's awesome.
I'd love to go to Europe.
We're still trying to get to just Scotland, man. Just want to get those freaking. Just get to the UK. I want to get to the UK this year. See how that goes. I had this sexy new little.
That, Ron.
This is a sexy little thing in this box. This is trying to wants to get out. Oh, stay in there. Mini 2.
Sean is still.
Wants
I
out.
don't know. I haven't heard anything.
It's an angry
we got
Mini 2. It
Chris
wants
Hope
out.
in the chat. Welcome. Good to see you, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Yeah, I'm ready for the UK. I have a sub 250 gram drone finally. I'm ready to go.
Good.
They fly pretty good, Art. You might want to get one. Do you ever have a mini?
I'm still hoping to go to the Philippines in early 2022.
You gonna stay at the James compound?
It's going to be a 2-week vacation.
Yeah, gonna stay with James at his compound.
I'll probably go see him. I've got friends in Cavite that I could stay for a couple days. And then I got to fly all the way down to Mindanao and see my goddaughter, Arabella. And then go on the other side of the island and see my girlfriend.
Making the rounds.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be cool.
Yep.
That'd be good.
Last time I went to Mindoro, which is a nearby island just to the south of Luzon. It's not very far. There's a great resort called Bad Lads, and they have 2 resorts. One specializes in dive packages. So if you're into scuba diving, they got that.
Scuba Steve. Sorry. Yeah, scuba diving school. Are you licensed? Are you certified, Art? Have you done it?
Well, I'm certifiable. No, I'm not.
You're certifiable. All right. Lori and I did it for a day in Maui. We did a charter, and they did like the crash course certification thing, and it was pretty cool. If you haven't, do it, man. It was fun.
Well, I don't know if I
really
can
weird.
because I've had ear surgery.
Oh, yeah. It was harder than it looks, man. You know, you see all these scuba divers and stuff. They make it look so damn easy. It's freaking hard to you gotta stay horizontal.
Yep.
It's harder than you think.
Mm-hmm.
But it is really bizarre that you're breathing underwater. That's just really freaky.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seriously, that was the freakiest part.
Now, I've done some snorkeling when I was in Aruba.
Yeah, snorkeling is fun.
Cool.
Snorkeling is fun, and then I never did snuba, but snuba is kind of a crossover where they get like a diving where they give you a hose. You have an airline, almost like you can still dive down and still breathe. That must be pretty weird. That's kind of like the hybrid between scuba and snorkeling is snuba. But scuba diving was really, really weird since we had never done it before. I wish I had vlogged that now because that was really no, really, that was so wild. Anyway, do it if you get over there.
My niece is going to Hawaii for her wedding. This will be number 3.
Oh,
wedding number 3.
Third time's a charm. You know the woman that
she's getting married to husband number 1.
Oh, she's going back around.
Yeah.
I've seen this happen before. Lori has an uncle who did that.
Yep.
Got married and then divorced, and then ended up circling back around to her again.
Yep.
Yeah. Wild. I thought
So I'm
wild.
loaning my GoPro 3 to her.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hawaii, man. You want to I remember how excited I was to bring my Mavic Pro with me. And then the Mavic 2 Pro. That's a great place if you can find some space to fly. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, our scuba instructor, she got married a couple years later. We found out that she was working at a brewery at Maui Brewing Company, and she and her girlfriend got married, and they did it all underwater, dude. The whole wedding was underwater. Isn't that cool?
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Nope. Definitely unique. Unique and
Yep.
unique.
So when I go to the Philippines, I'm bringing the Air 2 with me, and yeah, I'll probably take at least one fishing pole. So when my girlfriend, she lives near the ocean, so I'll get a chance to do some fishing there.
Ooh. You guys gonna go out on a boat, do some deep sea fishing maybe?
You know what, I did that my first time around, didn't catch anything. It was it rained a little bit, and plus I was just getting off of pneumonia, so I wasn't 100%.
Isn't that special? Yeah. That's not
I've
good.
got a video of that. I think it's either on this channel or it's on Art's Place. Yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
it might even be on my fishing channel.
Well, Lori said we went from snorkeling to scuba, missed the snooba. Lori, we have video of when we did sea trekking, which was kind of like snuba, but not. It was a diving bell hat. They put a weighted helmet on you with a head air fed to it into the top, so you could breathe underwater, and you walked on the seafloor. It was about 20 feet down.
Oh, cool.
And I do have video of that because I had this really cool waterproof case for my Sony digital camcorder at the time. So I do have footage from when we were,
awesome.
I had weights in it and everything because, otherwise it would want to go whoop. Yeah, I have pretty good footage from that. I'm going to have to do something with that stuff. It goes back to 2008, I think.
Yeah.
A while ago, but it was 1080. It was 1080i footage. Not so bad.
Ooh,
digital.
that's pretty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So yeah, she takes the GoPro over to Hawaii. She should get some good stuff. Gonna send her with a drone too.
She's not into drones.
Oh, well, that's probably good.
She just asked me, "Can I have one of your GoPros?" Alrighty.
You can do some pretty good stuff with a ground camera, especially a GoPro. I mean, which island?
I think she's going either to
islands.
I think it's Maui that they're going to.
Maui's crazy busy right now. You see, they're
going this fall.
I hope it settles down. Yeah, I hope it settles down for them because it's crazy right now. Do you see what they're doing with the rental cars? It's like $1,000 a day for a car.
Ooh.
Yeah, they used to have more rental cars than they knew what to do with on that island, and then when COVID hit, they sold them all off, and now there's a shortage of rental cars.
Gee.
So it's ungodly. It used to be $1,000 a week to get like a Jeep about 2 years ago. Last time we went, $1,100 or something for a Jeep Wrangler 4-door. Yeah, now it's $1,000 a day. It's insane. Yeah, it's not pretty, but they're gonna stay in a hotel or something and then just.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, then it's probably no big deal. They'll have like local transit they can get around. It's a lot of places. A lot of those charters and things will pick you up to do stuff.
Yeah. When I was there in '86, I did the Gray Line tours. Those were great.
I remember those. We did one in New York. Lori and I did I think it was a Gray Line of Sex in the City in New York City.
Yep.
I was in a busload of chicks. That was a good day for me.
Well, I did the Oahu Gray Line tour. That was cool. And then I did the one on Kauai. That was great. We went up to Waimea Canyon. That is awesome. And then I went to the Big Island. So I went to 3 islands while I was there.
Nice. So Lori and I have been back. We've been to Hawaii, went for our honeymoon, and then we went back 7 more times. But we never went anywhere other than Maui. We flew into Oahu a couple of times, but we were foolish. We should have actually spent at least a couple of days on one end or the other. You know, like either flown into Oahu and stayed for a couple of days and at least seen Pearl Harbor and that kind of stuff and Diamond Head.
That's
and
what
all that.
I did.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need to do, and then then zip over to Maui, and then like Kauai is supposed to be like really awesome.
Hold on, Vidar. I think I could. Let's see if this will work. Let's see if this will work. Oh. Dang it.
Didn't work?
I'm trying to. Now what's going on?
You cha-ching?
Gotta get. Okay. Here we go.
There you
Did it
go.
work?
Cha-ching. It's a good man.
Thank you, Vidar.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. Oh, and then I could do this.
What's that? A refund button. No refunds or exchanges. Sorry. Does that count as 10 members? That doesn't count as 10 members, does it?
No.
Oh, crap. How about 1? Does it count as 1?
But yeah, Lloyd helped me figure out how to my keypad right here on my. I could do each button is a different sound effect, but it only works if I go over to vMix. I can't be on StreamYards and do it because it doesn't work.
Nothing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ask Keith next time you cross paths with him. Ask him how he does it because he uses it on StreamYard.
I switch over to vMix.
Oh, that's weird.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Seriously, ask Keith about that over at K-Spotland there. See what the hell he's doing because he was playing with that for a while and then I think he got bored with it, but he had pretty good sound effects for a little while.
Okay, a Maui background.
Oh, it's a Maui background. Nice. Mm-hmm. Or Hawaii background. Any Hawaii background would be good.
You know what? I ought to get Villa Feliz. That's James' house. I ought to have that as the background.
That'd be awesome. Even like you maybe get a video loop of it. Just have it play like a video loop. Like so it looks like a 1 minute loop. So it looks legit.
There you go.
That'd be awesome. Yes.
Hey Mal.
When he's done with his
see you. 400 AGL.
There he is.
He's
400
got
above ground level.
Video out on his 3D printer upgrades. His build there. That turned out pretty cool.
I still have managed to avoid 3D printers, but yeah. I couldn't avoid the Mini 2 though.
House, I'd probably have a workshop that would have a 3D printer.
Yeah, I need to fix my regular
upgrade.
Printer.
That's right. That's right.
I need to fix the. I think I lost the fuser on my brother printer, so I have to take care of that.
Uh-oh.
Paper's sticking in the thing. It's not feeding paper correctly, and clean the rollers and stuff. But it's the back end where the fuser is, where things are getting mucked up.
Oh. Okay, so we use the 3D printer. Oh, cool.
Nice, yeah. So what is all this?
His printer, I guess the way they had the main board and the cables, they were all put in an area that was kind of hokey to where if the print head was way out on one end, it wouldn't reach or would pinch. So he did a modification, turned out really cool. Now he's working on his portable field monitor. Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out as well. Mm-hmm.
Mel, nobody wants that Mavic 2 Zoom, man. They think I'm a snake oil salesman, I guess. I'll have to send it to Art.
There you go. Yeah.
Is it a tax write-off?
Quite those a lot on propertyroom.com. I see a lot of Phantom. Well, once in a while I'll see Phantoms on there. The one that's coming up, it's a Phantom 2.
No way, a Phantom 2.
Yeah.
I had a 3. I had a 3 standard for a short period of time. We talked about that. So did I. Yeah.
Yep. And then I had the Advance. And
the Advance was a lot nicer. Which one? After the Advance?
Phantom 3 Advance. I wish I would have gotten the Pro instead. The Pro would have been better. Better camera and all that.
Yeah, that when I ran into that stuff, like the Advanced and the Pro, was about the time the Mavic Pro showed up on the scene, and the foldable just grabbed my money. I don't know, Mal. We'll see. I've already replaced it. I replaced it with this thing.
Real drone.
I replaced it with this little dude. I needed something legal to fly in the UK.
There you go. So, do you think it's waffles or pancakes today over at Villa Phillies today?
Well, I never went in Las Vegas, but I'm gonna say waffles. But the way like I said, my luck is he probably did pancakes this morning, or he's doing pancakes this morning. Hard to say. Send it to me instead of Art. Art's a better cause.
Oh, and I see some Pro Platinums once in a while on that side.
I remember those.
I see a lot of M2 and M2 Zooms. Lately, I've seen the whole getup where you got a bag with the controller, the batteries, the charger, the whole 9 yards. Yep.
Yeah, I have a hard case for this one. For the Zoom, as the hard case and the Freewell variable ND filters. The set of them, there's 2. So you have the 1 to 5 stop, and then this was a 6 to 12. I think is the second filter. Yeah, I mean it's all there, but
and sometimes you'll see
not flying it.
Phantom 4s, Phantom 4 Pros, but I haven't seen the version 2, the V2s. They're
still pretty formidable, aren't they? I mean, people probably they love them. They keep flying them. I still remember when I think I told you this when I went to Maui a few years back, and I had my Mavic Pro, and I was walking through the airport terminal, and this dude had this huge backpack on. It said DJI on it, and I crossed paths with him, kind of like we were walking a little faster. I was like, "Is that a Phantom in that bag?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I hold up my little bag with my Mavic Pro. I was like, "Yeah, I'm carrying my Mavic Pro with me." And he's like, "Oh, nice." I'm thinking, dude, you gotta be crazy. It took up. I saw them in the overhead compartment in the airplane. They take up like the whole spot. It's like can't carry anything else but that stupid thing. So anyway, wow, the foldables have really exploded and taken off.
Yeah. Yep.
So what do you make of this? Are we going to talk about the Phantom?
Oh, 3? The Phantom 3.
Or is it too soon?
We were talking a little bit about that on the
2K
case spot
drones
this morning,
yeah,
and
2K drones, yeah.
it sounds like
I don't think those
not
pictures are legit yet.
Yeah.
No, they're renderings, but there's something on the horizon.
right.
What you got there? Oh, wow, nice.
Yep.
A little high quality H2O, or is that some vodka in there?
Well, I had some Coke in there. Now it's just ice cube.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a couple of things that people are wondering about. One is, of course, the Phantom 3, or the Mavic 3, or whatever it's going to be called, Pro 3.
Oh, and
or
the Phantom 5. We talked about that a little bit.
Phantom 5. And then the Mini 3 is kind of like people are wondering about that, especially with this latest smart controller firmware update where they've added, smart controller compatibility with the Mavic or the Mini. I can't even get my merds wixed with the Mini 2. And that's what made me happy to have a Mini 2 now. But that makes me think that the Mini 3 is on the horizon. This is a way to get sales to bump up a little bit, maybe steal some from Hubson, because they're a good threat right now. DJI sees them as a threat, and they're like, what can we? They were just I told everybody this morning that DJI's response to Hubson was, yeah, watch this. Hey everybody, the smart controller works with the Mini 2 now, so go buy one.
There you go.
And that's what they're doing.
Well, and don't forget the Autel Evo could be another big competitor if they could get their act together.
That's a big drone though, so that's still the new market is the sub 250 gram class. This stuff is the stuff
Evo
you can fly
2
anywhere.
has is it the 6K or the 8K?
8K
It's
and
got
6K
interchangeable cameras.
but they're not toolless interchangeable. You need a screwdriver, so you're not going to do it. You're probably not going to do it in the field. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys out there are actually going to screw around with a screwdriver and change a camera, like when you're out in the field filming or something. No, you're going to be like, you're going to be at the kitchen table and be like, okay, what am I thinking about filming today? Which camera do I want bolted on this thing for the day? Or maybe it's just me, but I really think that's more, you're not going to feel change. Can you imagine if the next Mavic does have like a quick change camera?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That would be cool.
Wouldn't it be kick ass? Like a magnetic mount where this contacts is click. It's like, oh, wow. Come on, DJI. I know you can do it. What, do I need to do everything for you guys? Come on. What the hell?
Or bayonet lenses.
Yeah. It could be possible. I don't know about on a foldable though. That's probably pretty big stuff for if they can make it that small. Maybe. They say what's DJI's slogan? Like, something that make it possible, or it's what is it?
Right.
Come on, guys. But yeah, they need competition, and clearly Hubson is considered a threat with this new Mini of theirs. That looks pretty impressive. The Mini Pro.
Femi Mimi or
that's one of them. Yeah, there's the X8, I think, is the Femi. And then Hubson is the Mini Pro.
Mm-hmm. And you said
that has
right. You're not saying husband.
Hubson. Husband? Hubson.
That's what Keith kept saying.
It's the Brit in
morning.
him. You screwed it up. It's the Brit in him. Yeah. I just can't get...
It's a contravesty.
They had extra letters and vowels and stuff. It confuses me.
Yeah, like... Well,
color. COLOUR.
Color.
Right. That's the one that always catches me is like, what? All right. Whatever. And it's a Keith thing, Lori says. Lori says it's a Keith thing. Oh, Lori.
We say Patton, they say Peyton.
patent, tomato, whilst
Oh, it's a Xeno Mini Pro.
Yeah. I like that big sensor on that thing. And then, yeah. The 4/3 sensor.
Oh, there. Yeah, there you go.
We always have a new product for your stimulus check. Yeah, well, the stimulus checks aren't that impressive.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yep.
Oh, and then there's
Come on, James. What's the
aluminum,
holdup, man? If you're
which is
chatting on here, you got time to pop in. What's going on?
Yeah,
What Grumpy
come
Vlogger
on
say?
in, James.
Aluminium.
Yep. And then there's gymnasium.
Gymnasium?
Yep. Instead of gymnasium,
Gymnasium.
they say dynasty. We say dynasty.
Yeah, we left there. We can do whatever we want with the language now.
Yeah. Yep.
We can fix
say
all their
methane. They say methane.
Methane.
Yeah. That was funny when Greg said that, and I was giving him a hard time about it. What? What's that? Never heard of that.
Methane.
Yeah.
It's what was that? MH4? Is that methane? The Hubson Mini is a big problem here in Europe. It's close to Oh, really? Because I weighed my Mini 2 today, and it weighed in at 242 grams on the scale, which means I have 7 grams of freedom, and that was with the freewell filter stuck on the front of it.
Oh,
and I didn't take actually it's just like this. It's just without just like this. It weighed in even with the little stickers on it from DJI, so I can take those off and save some weight.
There you go.
So there's a little bit of latitude there. Unless my scale's not calibrated. But this little bugger, yeah, these things are gonna rule the skies. The problem is, like when this Walmart deal gets rolling out, people start buying the little mini SEs. You have to watch out where you're flying.
Let's see how high I can go.
Yeah, you'll be flying.
Far I can go.
You'll be flying your Phantom 4 Advanced, and then one of those little minis are going to take you out of the sky like a bird.
Yeah. Or a bird takes out a mini.
Or a mini takes out a mini. A mini
well,
to
you
mini.
Heard what happened to Ron Lockwood? He tangled with I guess a flock of, what was it, starlings or something? And
really? No.
Got a little too close, and there was a pile of feathers all over the place.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Not good.
Then his drone landed in a tree.
Oh, perfect.
So he had to climb a pine tree to get up and get it. He had a heck of a time trying to find it. And he says, well, where is it? It says I'm right here. And then he got the idea, let's look up. And there it was.
I heard of one story where a guy got his drone caught in the tree, and he went out to Home Depot or Lowe's or something, and he bought a bunch of PVC pipe and stuck it all together to get a long enough pull up. Kind of because that way it was in sections. He could bring all the pipe in sections, and he assembled it at the site. And got up there and can you imagine trying to swing pipe around? We got it down. I hope the kids don't go nuts with the mini SE also. We were talking about it this morning. I think you probably agree, Art, that hopefully DJI will at least, when you fire up Fly for the first time, it'll make you pass a little. They did that for a while in Go 4, remember? They had a little quiz that you had to take.
Yeah, I remember.
It was a good idea. It's like just the basics. The stuff that should be common sense, but when you put drone in hand of moron, yeah, there is no common sense. So,
Well, on my my Mavic Air, my original Mavic Air, one time I flew out over at the lake, a whole bunch of swallows were flying around it, and I thought, "Oh crap! Look at
yeah,
that!"
that's nerve wracking.
So I just went up in
Straight up.
elevation, and they stayed away from me
Yeah,
because
that's the
they
one thing
wanted to be down near the lake to get their dinner.
right.
Yeah.
Feeding time. Yeah, that's actually the best way to avoid, from what I've read. I've only tried it once. Basically, is ascend rapidly, because birds can't do that. You can go straight
Yeah.
up with the drone. You can, and that gives you a chance to escape. Especially seagulls. Seagulls are bad news. Especially if you're foolish enough to not realize you're near a nesting area or something, then you're really skull, be super protective, and you're not supposed to be there anyway. Come on, I mean they're protective for a reason. Even though they're flying rats, I mean they're not like but any bird's going to do that. It's going to defend its nest. But still, I mean, yeah, you got to stay clear of that. Pigeons as penguins. Penguins are brutal. Have you ever watched? We saw a penguin fight break out at the Baltimore Zoo a few years ago. Lori probably remembers that. Nasty. They ripped the hell out of this one penguin. It looked like 7th grade when you were a kid, and like the bully picking on the little, you know what I mean? It was nasty. I have video footage of that somewhere. It's only from my phone though. It's not really the best.
Well, I've seen herons gulp down little ducklings.
Nice.
Yep. And when I saw that, I sent that to Ken, and I said, Ken, you gotta play this when Ashley's on.
Yeah, see how she likes that?
Yeah, and he used it for the Ashley's nature video clip.
No, nature can be cruel. And
yeah.
I was blown away. I have a couple of good clips. The penguin fight was the best one, but I have a turtle fight from the Utica Zoo in New York State. That was 2 snapping turtles went at it. It was pretty awesome. The camera brushing. It was great.
Oh, and
turtle fight.
You know horses will eat chicks too?
Really?
Yep.
No kidding.
I've seen videos, and it's like, ugh.
Wow.
Yep.
Ask DVM about seagulls. Why? What's Drone Views Media have to say about seagulls? Besides the fact that they're really bad news, freaking. There are a few feathers still stuck in the front of Lori's Jeep Cherokee from an incident that occurred. Yeah. One smacked into the front of Lori's Jeep.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yep. There's still feathers stuck in the front of it. I left them in there as a reminder to other seagulls to stay the hell away from us. It's not working. They still crap all over everything.
Yeah.
Stupid seagulls.
Oh, they attacked this mini too.
Yeah, this thing's tiny. What are they going to go after this little dude for? Because they're bullies. They're assholes with wings is what they are.
Yep, that's right.
Seagulls. And they're protected. There is no justice in this world. Those things are protected.
You know, I've seen a video of a pelican eating a pigeon.
Pelicans are scary. You ever been up close to a pelican? They have like Coral World.
They're huge.
Yeah, they're freaking intimidatingly huge. And like there is one sitting on this railing at this place called Coral World on St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, and I walked up to the thing. I walked up close to like this, and that thing almost it was gonna rip my nose off. Like, whoa. Now that would have been a good video clip too, but we don't have.
Well, Chuck, it is that time. It's time to spin the wheel for almond toffee.
putting my number in first. There.
All right, pick a number between 1 and 50, and you can be a winner of some premium Enstrom's almond toffee.
And only one number per customer. And pay attention to the other numbers.
Oh, and you gotta be a U.S. resident as well.
Ooh, U.S. resident.
Yep.
See, Fly Zone's already breaking the rules. Look, he has like 3 numbers in there already. 4, 5. Dude, you're disqualified, man. DQ right there. Okay, keep going. Unbelievable. You know, these boy band guys, gotta watch out for them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Z guys. Fly Zone drones.
Vidar's got 51.
Sorry, Michael. I couldn't resist, man. Oh, man.
All right. I think we're about ready to spin that wheel.
Oh, Michael's got he's pretty much covered the board, so I think he's in good shape.
Oh, and Jim, go ahead and throw a number in there. Not 1961. 1 and 50. James, good to see you. Alrighty, let's bring in that wheel.
Michael. Bring it, Art. Where is it?
Okay, it's coming. Alrighty, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, James,
boys and girls,
if you want to participate, you could throw in a number. All right, so let's go ahead and spin that wheel. And the winning number is 30.
I got Thunderbird as 34.
Well, he's in Australia.
Drone Shot says 34. Fly Zone Drones, like 17th pick was 33, so that doesn't count. Then
Johnny RC is 36.
Yeah, and I'm 26, so I'm 4 off, but
okay, who's the closest?
Of course, we have GSK putting 30 in after it was called.
Ooh, yeah. Well, you're closer than Johnny D. Oh, Thunderbird's 34, but he doesn't count. Sorry, Glenn.
Really? Glenn doesn't count?
He's in Australia.
Oh.
Drone Shots has 34, so he's...
Yeah, that's 4 off. That's close.
Alrighty.
I defer to Drone Shots.
Yeah. Fly Zone Drones has 33.
Yeah, that was like a 16th pick, though. His first pick was like true. 4. 2, then 4, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10, then 11, then 12, then 14, 16. Tongue sticking out, 33, 40, 42, 46, 48, 42. Yeah, I'd say he's DQ'd, man. But
all right, so it is between you and Jody.
Jody wins. The host, the co-host loses to the
all right, Jody, you are the winner. Congratulations.
Yeah. Ooh. At least that's the way I think that's more fair, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yep. Somebody hooked me up in the past, and I'm an idiot and I can't remember who it was, but somebody hooked me up. Remember? Paid it forward. Paid the toffee forward.
Could be.
$30, I swear. Nice job, Drone Shots, man. Stuff is good.
Yeah. Well, he's won it before, so he knows about it. So I have his address, so he'll probably go out tomorrow.
Toffee truck.
Yep.
So where the hell is James this evening? Still eating his
He
waffles?
was in the chat. We're waiting for James to pop in. We could talk more about Robert Glazer.
Disappointed?
Glazer. Good to see you. Yep. We're up to 25. Cool.
Nice. Yeah,
James, what do you have to say about HEVC? Have you had any issues with that?
He's in the garden, Lori says.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's as you explained, you were bringing in the files from the GoPro, and it's kind of a unique format when they come in. Is that why they're not?
You might be right.
They're not MP4s when they come in. There's some other format.
Yeah, they're HEVC.
But
and then there's
that's
another
like MP
format, HEVC 264, something like that.
Yeah, H.264 and H.265, and I think H.265 is like HEVC, but I didn't. At least I thought that was the challenge because that's H.265 is really compressed, so it takes up less space. But that means you need more computer power to crunch them and expand them and play them. And I thought that was part of HEVC.
All right, Akira Show. Go let that dog out.
Who let the dogs out? Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. Robert's right. How many? Let's see. We have 25 19, watching and 20 thumbs up. That means
thumbs up and 1 thumbs down.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
The bots do that stuff. There's the YouTube bots have been sent out to attack you.
Yeah.
Rogue thumbs down. Yeah, that's still attention though, Art. I mean, somebody cared enough to click it.
That's true.
So that should. I think you can't worry about it. You can't.
Yeah.
I don't really. Lori and I were watching our videos and we're like, why do we get 2 thumbs down? Why? Anyway, that's because it happens.
Well, I remember over on Mitch's channel, so he got up to like 10 thumbs down and he got kind of pissed off about that.
It is frustrating. It's like, it was really like, well, I think it's because if you really, really work hard to make this most recent music video you did, how much time it takes to cut it up and put it together. And a lot of people who are watching on YouTube that aren't creating on YouTube don't realize how much work it takes. It's freaking difficult, but it's not that it's not fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's hard, man.
Isn't a thumbs down from down under a thumbs up?
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's true.
Oh, yeah. Because people, yeah.
You have to create what other people want to see, not create what you want to see. That's right. That's the rule. That's the hardest rule to follow. Because everybody wants to make stuff that they want to see. And then you have to remember, you have to think about what the viewers want to see. Not that you don't have to have fun making it and have it be really good. Just you have to make sure that you're tuned towards your audience. And oh man, there's so much footage. I'm sure you went through this too, Art. There's so much stuff that ends up on the cutting room floor. You're like, I don't want to cut that out. I really like that. It's like, it's gonna be like watching paint dry for somebody else. It's gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to get your videos too long because then people drop out early.
Squirrel. ADD. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta get it to where you gotta hold their attention because, people have short attention spans these days.
It's modern times. Yeah. And what is it? Somebody told me that the average, if you watch, maybe we talked about it on here. If you watch any produced television program, you'll notice that the scenes change in under 10 seconds. Like,
Yes, that's right. You were talking about.
and that's like, you gotta constantly go, oh, look, there's something new, and re-engage because they start to slough off. Imagine it's probably like a curve like this, like, oh, let's start to drift off. Okay, change the scene. Whoop, okay, they're back. Okay, and then whoop. It's like electric shock, same kind of thing. So it's an art. It's an art.
How would you like to be working on the first TV shows back in the late 40s, early 50s?
It was all film.
That was, cutting edge. That was so new. Even in the 60s, that was such,
And they were cutting film up. When they talk about cutting room floor, they were literally cutting the film,
Mm-hmm.
And like, look how easy we have it. We're just digitally cutting stuff, and we can. Oh, I don't mean to cut that. Go undo. Mm-hmm. You take the razor blade to the film back in the 60s. You ain't uncutting it. It's done.
Well, and also, some of the old TV shows from especially the late 40s, though they're gone forever because those films got either destroyed or or there was an accident where
they got burned.
The film got damaged.
Yeah,
because a lot of those films they were nitrocelluloid, and they had to be stored in a special building. And I saw on the History Guy channel, he had a video where they talked about the big film vault fire back in when was that? That was in the 50s, I think. Oh, they had a whole bunch of old films, but luckily, a lot of those, there were duplicates of those films.
Oh, that's did you see how like some of the old TV shows from the 70s were actually filmed? They weren't on video. Like I think Charlie's Angels was one of them. But anyway, so they were on a TV, they were 4x3. They were all smushed in video and really crappy. Mm-hmm. But since they were on film, you'll see that they can play them back in 16:9 in wide frame. They have wide frame HD because they retransferred them from the original film.
That's right.
Pretty cool.
Because that was 72 millimeter, 74 millimeter.
74 millimeter. Yeah. Yeah. Real movie stuff is what they used to make the shows. And then they just cropped them in for TV.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to see that stuff full screen from our younger years. That's pretty cool. And it's way crisper too.
Geez. Somebody's calling.
Got a call?
I'll just let it go to voicemail. I think it's one of those.
Look, you see what Bill Rohn said?
To be on a panel for a political discussion or something.
You see what Bill Rohn wrote about? He thumbs down a reflection of the co-host.
Yeah.
That's why you only have one. Bill. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, videotape though. Like I don't know if you guys in the chat, if you're filming, are you filming in 30 frames a second or 60 frames a second or 24 frames a second, or if you're maybe 25 if you're like in Europe or down under or something. What are you guys using? Because I'm curious, because I've adopted 24 now. I'm switched to 24. I told Lori that all our vlogs are going to be 24 frames a second and 180 roll, cinematic, motion blur, all that crap. I see too many vlogs. I see too many vlogs where everything is like razor sharp and everything's moving super fast and razor sharp. I'm like, that's just rubbish.
No, it wasn't you, Vidar, because I recognized the area code.
Michael says 24 and 60.
Unless you got a Colorado area code.
I drive a Colorado, but I don't have a Colorado area code. Does that count? Yeah, Michael says, yeah, right. Right, Michael. But if I think 60 frames, you can slow down to 24, right? So I mean, if you film in 60, you can slow down to 24 and it won't be too screwy. Like you get when you drop frames, when you start changing frame rates in post, you get that herky jerky thing they have to fix with optical flow sometimes. So European of me.
Oh, 60 frames. Okay. Whoa, what?
Whoa, what is that? You got a little feedback action going on.
Yeah,
Beep,
I guess
beep, 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 beep.
There we go.
60's cool if you as long as your shutter speed's 1/120th, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure you double up that, the 180 rule. 60 frames, 1/120 for your shutter. 24 frames, 1/50, close enough. 30 frames, 1/60th of a second. Easy peasy. Then you get that nice smeary looking motion blur that everybody likes, because our eyes don't like that super sharp stuff. Don't like it. Looks like Three's Company reruns.
Come knock on my door.
There you go, Mr. Roper. Who just... Oh, we just lost another one. Who the hell did we just lose? It wasn't Mr. Roper. Who was it?
Oh, Norman Fell.
Norman Fell
a long time ago.
Yeah, but it was but there was somebody else who just passed.
Not Don Knotts.
Jesus.
He was Mr. Furley.
Mr. Furley. Escargots.
Yeah.
What's up,
I don't
Dave?
know. He was kind of creepy on when he replaced the Ropers as the new manager.
Yeah, he was creepy. Mr. Roper, Mr. and Mrs. Roper were hilarious.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, the banter between them, that was fun.
That was really
they got
good.
their own show, and that show didn't do well, and they got royally screwed.
Yeah, but it... Miss Thigh Master, Suzanne Summers.
Ooh. I used to do a joke back in when I was in stand-up comedy. I would say, by the way, this happened to me on Thigh Master.
Thigh Master. Equally creepy. That's what Bill says.
Yep.
Yeah. Sitting in the car, just pull up to the house.
So is Keith a lawyer? Because I noticed in his intro it says Esquire.
I don't think so. It must be a British thing.
Yeah.
Mr. Keithy?
Yeah. Keithy Esquire.
He is a IT manager.
That's what they're calling him now.
That's what he's calling himself now. His latest vlog video has some pretty good cinematic stuff in there. There's some pretty good shots. Not as good as mine, but they're pretty good.
All right, Vidar. Thanks for coming.
Reload.
Have a good evening.
You should reload. Pop another bottle.
There
dude.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just getting started, man. Okay, good night. So what's up with is James doing extra waffles today or something? What's
I
the
don't
hold
know,
up?
but Adrian is back. Now
Adrian.
we see the top of his head.
Sorry about that, fellas. It's just that the signal must be really bad.
Well,
You're in the passenger seat?
Yeah.
What's
I
you
am.
being chauffeured? Uh-oh, he froze.
now he's
I don't
froze.
feel like driving.
Oh.
Pretty much.
Well, that's nice, man. It's good to be chauffeured.
How you doing today, Chuck?
Oh.
How you doing today, Art?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, me
Feeling
too.
much better.
Happy early Father's Day to you guys.
Well, thank you.
Happy New Father's Day to you, Adrian.
And everybody in the chat. Thank you. That baby's going to be here in September.
Oh, okay, cool.
God willing.
Probably gonna happen.
Oh, that little joker's coming.
Yep. Get ready.
Yep.
Gear up.
I cannot see the chat. Is everybody doing all right?
Yeah, everybody's doing good.
Been pretty chatty in here today.
Mr. Bill Ronan, Fly Zone, Lori Kovac. I think that would be one of your babies, Chuck.
That's my woman.
Oh, excuse me. That's your big baby. Okay.
That's my woman.
Hey, Kenny, the Dar, AZ Drone Dude, Robert Glazier. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty good crew. Bill's been busting my chops as much as possible.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we were talking about the Mavic 3. What do you make of that, Adrian? What do you make of the Mavic 3 and these photos that have been popping around that look like renders and stuff?
I keep hearing a whole bunch of hoopla, but I don't know. I'm hoping that it's just gonna be something that's gonna wow everybody.
I think it will be, but I don't think what we're seeing yet is legit. But it won't be long.
Yeah, but keep in mind.
Uh-oh. You gotta wave your phone around like this to get the
Concealer
signal.
came out with a DJI Mini 2. Everybody thought that it was a joke. Everybody thought that it was fake, and it was really true.
This thing?
Yeah, the Mini 2 with the remote, like the Mavic Air 2, everybody thought it was fake. Like, nobody want to give it a chance. Everybody just has something negative to say about it. And when it was all said and done, it was really true. It was like that one.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the Mavic
we'll
3,
see.
again, I'm hoping that it's just going to be something that's going to just wow everybody. And hopefully the price is not so over exaggerated. You know what I mean? Something affordable.
I think it will be a bit more like Evo 2-ish price wise.
Moving back to back.
You've been flying that FPV drone, Adrian?
Love it. I love it so much. I got 7 batteries.
Holy crap. Yeah. I'm not flying mine enough, I guess.
And I'm going to get 2 more to make it 9.
Jesus. It does burn them up pretty fast when you're in just sport mode.
The other day I was chasing, last week I was chasing my brother on his motorcycle, and I was behind him, and I was doing a minimum of about 85, 87, just chasing him.
You were in manual mode?
You got it.
Oh boy, you've advanced. Nice. Impressive. Yeah, I was gonna say if you're doing 85, you're in manual, and that thing. Yeah, so what about 3 minutes? We get about 3 minutes out of the battery, and you got to come back.
In manual, in sports mode, I get about 15. In manual,
10 to 15.
I got about 5 minutes, and then I came back. Because I have it set up at 30% that it would come back home. You know what I mean? I just brought it back home. Yeah. I need to fly mine a lot more, but I don't really fly it
I fly it just for the hell of it. I don't want to fly it to like use it for a project or anything. It's more about just flying. Like I originally thought I'd use it for projects, but it's more just about putting the goggles on and screwing around.
Yes, that's what I
It's
love
all
it.
it
But, I
is.
mean, it just is an awesome freaking drone. I mean, that thing hauls ass.
It does haul ass. It's so
Yep.
different from a Mavic for us Mavic converts. It's like that thing.
I mean, even on GPS mode, you're still gonna get about 31, 35. You know what I mean? That's fast enough. But when you pop that thing in sports mode, I mean, it crank it up.
You're in like
When
60.
you put that thing in manual, then it really get crazy.
Hang up to 90. Yeah, now you're screaming. That's when parts start flying off.
I mean, screaming.
Yeah, I know. I was in sport mode. The first time I went in sport mode, I was flying over this school I tend to fly at, and I was like, holy crap, I'm making good time going across this building. It's like,
Yeah.
holy crap. These take forever to cross it in the Mavic, and this thing's like,
You would be surprised how fast you go from one end to another pretty quick in sports mode. That thing screams.
yeah, it's pretty weird. It's a weird concept. And then do you catch yourself do you catch yourself if you're gonna go under like an obstacle and you feel yourself you duck with the goggles instead of flying, you like duck?
I do that. So I do that a lot. Like I'm just doing the Stevie Wonder, you know what I mean? Doing this right here.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is what I do. When I'm sitting down or standing up, I put my head up like this.
You're supposed to brace yourself down or up. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
I just leave it right there and just relax.
Yeah. Yeah, because
every once in a while, when you bank it real fast, you still feel your head going like this a little bit, even though you don't want to just go like this.
Yeah, because you start to you're banking with the drone, but it's not. Then you're not flying it. You're like, you think that's going to change its position, like it has head tracking or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did we lose him? Uh-oh. He went dark on us. He's in a sketchy connectivity
I think
area. There
he's in
back.
a tunnel. There he
Come
is.
on.
He's trying.
Come on, Signal.
You might have to get out of that vehicle, Adrian. Get away from that metal box.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, you have to open up the sunroof for better signal.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend car got the Wi-Fi, and I think her Wi-Fi with the bad weather is messing up, so I just took it out of the Wi-Fi. Now I'm checking my data on my phone.
You guys are having some weather, aren't you?
Yeah, the weather has been horrible here in Florida.
That's right. You guys have a storm rolling through from up through the Gulf Coast.
Yeah. Hey,
that's right.
Hey, Art, somebody just made a comment about leaking the photo. Can you pop that up for me, please, so I can read it?
Which is it?
Somebody said something about Fly Zone Drone said something about leak video. Can you pop that up so I can see it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that his video?
Yes, Adrian, it will look way better, beefier than those leaked photos. I think this time. Exactly. It's true. Oh, you think it's a true fake? I don't know. I mean, because again, sometimes the leaked photos happens to be the real one. They just want you to keep you in suspense.
This one though, but these I don't see where the arms fold. Like the front legs look like T-Rex. They're like really short. It just I don't know. I don't think this is it yet, but
probably not. Maybe that's just a concept, I guess. Maybe just kind of like give us like a little preview. You know what I mean?
It's a teaser.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Trying to devalue all the existing Mavic 2s out there in the world.
Well,
in advance.
I know that there's a lot of us, you know what I mean, that when they get a new drone, they want to sell the old one. I'm like a freaking hoarder. I don't like to get rid of my drones. I don't care. I mean, I keep them all. I've even had people beg me for me to sell them my Mavic Air 1 because I got the 2, the Spark. You know what I mean? I don't want to sell them. I don't.
Yeah. I have too many Mavic 2s, though. I have 3 of them, so I need to get rid of at least one of them.
3 Mavic 2 what? Pro or Zoom?
2 Pros and 1 Zoom. The Zoom can go. I'm not flying the Zoom at all. And it's a really cool drone with the the optical zoom is fun, but
heck yeah.
but normally I just, for what I want to do with it, I'm happier with the wider field of vision and stuff. So I want to fly just the 2 Pro all the time. And
Okay, well, do you use it for like business, like, you know what I mean, like Part 107 type of stuff?
nope, just more like trying to be more professional, just on a hobbyist level. Basically, it's kind of weird. So when I fly for, I'm doing B-roll with it basically, but I'm trying to do better B-roll,
Okay,
more cinematic B-roll.
got you.
So that's why I kind of prefer the 2 Pro. But if it's not really dark out, that zoom lens is pretty cool. You know, you can really pull in, and
Oh, it does.
it's nice.
I just like the Pro. The Pro gives you better light in the dark than the Zoom. With the Zoom,
It's low light capability.
Yeah, with that Pro, you could light up. You know what I mean, and make it look way better.
Yeah, well, you have the Hasselblad color profile too, which is a plus.
Like, when you fly that thing at night, with all the lights from cars or buildings or houses, it looks freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent camera. So you know that it was hardware limited back in 2018. So this Mavic 3 is going to have probably a Hasselblad that's going to just blow this thing right out of the water.
That's what I'm saying. That I believe.
And that
I think they're gonna make it way better than what we have right now.
They are, and it's gonna kill me because I'll be like, I promised myself I'd skip a generation this time, and they're gonna try to pull the money out of my pocket. I can feel it coming. I'm gonna resist.
I was just about to say something about the Air 2S. Fly Zone just said something. I didn't get that one because I already have the Mavic Air 2, which they're basically the same damn drone.
Yeah,
except one has the Hasselblad, the other one don't.
Well, it has a 1-inch. It's not a Hasselblad 1-inch, but it's a 1-inch, and it does have D-Log for the color profile, which is very much like the Hasselblad on the Mavic 2 Pro.
Yeah, so I was also I'm still a little pissed off at DJI. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna get that one. How you doing, Bob Casey? I'm not sure about the 3. Again, depending on what they're talking about when it comes to, price. I just don't know. Cause something to get a little outrageous. Like right now, the Mavic 2 Pro and the Zoom, they're not dropping in price. I mean, them things are steady. You know what I mean? Keeping the same value.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say the Mavic 2 Zoom is probably it's like $1,000 drone stripped down, like drone battery RC, give or take.
I think I still saw on the website, DJI and everywhere else, that the Mavic 2 Pro is still holding steady at $1,500, I believe.
Yeah, well, I should probably let one go. Honestly, I should probably get rid of one of the Pros. Yep. I just don't need that big of a fleet. It's fine. It's hard to store all these things.
You got 2 Pros. I think I would get rid of one of the Pros instead of the Zoom, because I already have one of the Pro. I mean, you got 2 on the Zoom. I think I want to keep one of each. I don't think I will keep 2 Pros. I think I will, instead of selling it, I'll give it to one of my family members. I'll put it that way.
I've thought about that. I've thought about hooking up like my niece, but she doesn't seem to be into it. She flew a Spark years ago, and she picked it up like instantly, Adrian. Just like girl was flying like she'd been flying for like years.
I've been begging my son and my daughter to please fly with me. Them 2 jokers did not want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer.
Imagine
if I could just get me a flying partner for me to fly, that would be so much fun. Because flying by yourself sometimes it gets boring. For me.
Well, I'm usually. It depends. If I'm working on skill building and stuff, it's fun to fly with somebody else and work on building my skills. But when I'm out, when I'm actually trying to film something for a project, then I'd rather just nobody else is in the sky around me, where I just do my thing and focus. No more
Yeah, of
drones
course.
for me, Bob Casey. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I said I wasn't going to buy a Mini 2 also, and
I know, because a lot of people said the same thing. Yeah,
but
yeah. I think at one point you said, Chuck, you were not going to get it. Now you have it.
why? Yeah, and the whole reason is because when I go over to Europe, ideally in the fall, it's the best thing to have in my arsenal to fly around without too much of an issue.
Yeah.
Like in the UK, they're really, really strict. So this thing will be nice. I'll be able to fly close to stuff without, and it's so not intimidating. It's such a little dude. It's like it doesn't even freak people out, which is really cool because the Mavic's kind of big and ominous.
Do you have it naked, or do you have any kind of accessories that will make it over 250? Then you have to register it.
No, right now it weighs in about what I think it was what 250 or 243 grams. I think it weighs in right now, just stock with a filter on with a freewell filter on the nose. No, I'm not going to goo it up with anything. I want to keep it as light as possible. Just it'll have the F8, but I am going to register it for Part 107 because just to be legit.
Yeah, I do have my my Mavic Mini hooked up with a whole bunch of stuff. So I mean, it's like, I think mine, the way I have it hooked up with everything, I think it weighs a good 265, almost 270.
Yeah. Wow. What do you have on it, Adrian?
I got a whole bunch of crap on it.
Like what?
I got some nice folding landing gears.
Oh.
I got some filters on it. What else? I have a guard for the what you call it, for the gimbal. Like when you fly in a certain weather where the sun doesn't really reflect.
Oh, the hood. You have the hood on there.
The sun hood, yeah. Mm-hmm. And what else do I have? I think I got some different propellers that are a little heavier than the other ones. Let me get that, baby. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. You want me to go and get the bag?
Okay.
Fly Zone, Michael, a Fly Zone's right. The best, it's kind of like cameras. The best camera to use is the one you have. So like if for some reason, I mean, I love my Mavic 2 Pro more than any other drone that I've ever flown before because it's just so, I mean, the color profile's boss. But if I can't fly it for rules or regulations and I can fly this thing, I can still get respectable footage with it. And yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'll do whatever it takes to get the shots. I don't care. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Lipa City, the Philippines, let's welcome James, my PI Dreams.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, and happy Father's Day to those guys that are in the time zone that Father's Day is actually here, like right here in the Philippines.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been following you guys this morning, and Chuck, you win the waffle contest because it was definitely waffles this morning, but it was waffles with a spin. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah. A little bit of wind noise. A little bit of wind noise. Not bad.
Well, you know what? There is. I have two options here right now because I don't have the microphone.
You have a fan on?
Microphone this morning. No, it's actually really well. We do have a fan on, but that's not probably what you're hearing because it's actually breezy here this morning, and I can feel the breeze. It's actually for me, other than the annoyance of the noise here on the microphone, it actually feels really good here this morning. It's been really hot. We're in the summer going into the rainy season, although we broke out and starting to get dry, but today looks like we might be getting some rain today. So I'm on the microphone here. I don't have any special with no wind cover or anything like that, but I didn't use it. Do you know these? I didn't realize this until the AirPods have their own microphone, but I've never used it. So maybe we can test it sometime. You let me know what this sounds like as opposed to the microphone, internal microphone on the Mac here.
I'm guessing they'll be respectable, but tinnier than your full-blown microphone, just because.
Well, you know what? I didn't select there is actually, I think, noise cancellation, but noise cancellation is for me. It's not for you. Because you got to talk so I can hear if it affects.
Oh, we have to talk so you can hear us?
Okay.
How's that?
Oh, there you go.
Testing
That's
1,
good.
2, 3. Testing
I-
1, 2, 3.
I love noise cancellation. I tell you, especially for somebody who has hearing problems like I do.
What? This is why we.
Two
it's
P's and
bad.
a 5.
It's
Man,
bad, isn't it?
man.
I know. It's
That's
scary.
why you get the title of co-anchor.
I'm gonna
co-host in a way.
dethrone
Yeah.
myself in a little bit and let you take over. I'm gonna step down.
No, please don't. No, please don't, because hang in there with Art this morning, because I can't stay very long. And I'll show you in just a minute. It's Father's Day here. Our swimming pool for the subdivision has been closed for 2 months. There was a pump failure. There's a pump failure, and then when nobody really has the expertise in the subdivision on the HOA or even some of the maintainers here who are supposed to be our pool people, they don't have the expertise to do troubleshooting and all this kind of stuff. So after we built our swimming pool and I started getting up to speed on the mechanics and how everything is really supposed to work, and I identified all the problems that was happening with our clubhouse swimming pool, I volunteered to be the guy to initiate the repairs on it, identify what's broken, train the people out there, and that's what I've been doing. So we have a very small budget. Our HOA in this subdivision has a very, very small budget, very limited budget. So we have to find ways to for savings, cost cutting, every opportunity, every corner that we can. So what I did was my recommendation is spending all this money from a professional pool company to come out here. It needed to be descaled. Our pool is actually blue, and I'm going to show you. I loaded up in the background. I have a couple of, they're rough video, and it was actually, the reason I did it was because I wanted to share with you the Air 2S. I put it back up in the air again.
That's about time.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to share it, but it hasn't been edited yet. It's raw footage, and I'll share that with you in just a minute. But to tie to two topics that I wanted to talk to you briefly this morning about, hey Lori, but the high fly zones. I just saw the comment section over to the side. Anyway, so I wanted to tie the two topics in, and one has to do when I show you the swimming pool. The swimming pool, I don't have any right here loaded up. I don't know if I showed it to you on one of the other episodes earlier that we were doing maintenance on it, but that was where you couldn't see. Our pool tiles are beautiful at the swimming pool. They're very nice color blue, just a light shade of blue. And but before we did any maintenance to it, everything was 100% pure white, pure white. And the reason it was pure white is because you have the scale buildup from the lime.
Yeah, on the blue tiles, right?
If you don't do proper pH, put like an acid inside, some type of like a muriatic acid. If you don't do it, and I learned all this stuff. I didn't know any of this until we built our swimming pool. So if you don't take care of your pool properly, this is what over time this stuff builds up, and it's like rock. It is literally like rock. It's a thin layer of rock on your
tartar on your teeth.
Just think of the stalactites and the stalagmites inside, like in caves and stuff like that. Well, that's kind of what this stuff is. So I volunteered to take on the job, and I just want to show you. I'm going to show you here in just a minute. So it took them 2 months, but what we did is we saved the funds. Maybe we would have spent, I don't know. I'm guessing it would have this job would have maybe cost about 100,000 pesos, which is about 2,000 US dollars. So, and it didn't cost us anything. So we saved that. It took us a lot longer. A professional team would probably come in, maybe 2 weeks, they would have been able to do this. But what we did is we pulled from our maintenance team here, the people who clean the streets and the sidewalks and the shrubs and do the general maintenance. We took them and we just pulled them when we could get them inside, and they did it. So it didn't cost us anything. So it was cost saving for us. But here, let me try to share this with you. And okay. I have 2 videos, and actually that leads on. This is my video footage of the Air 2, the Air 2S. And I'll talk about my experience. I did what you were talking about. Remember we talked about, I was having a problem with the response of the gimbal and the camera. So I went inside to the settings,
and I got that.
It's almost that almost mirrors my
Just went through that on this
Phantom.
thing.
Yep.
Yep.
So I
with
did
Fly
that.
app.
There's some more settings I just haven't had time because I've been down at the swimming pool the last few days, like all day long working with these guys to get this up and running. But there are more things I have to do, but I'm getting more familiar with the ArtCo.
Gimbal and yaw, smoothness and everything. You can dial those in and really soften the drone so it flies.
I saw that.
Smoother,
I saw some of the settings inside there when I was looking at the settings. You have to compromise one way or the other. You have to decide what's more important to you. I think one says HD for very high definition, high resolution. You want very crisp, or you want one that has smoothness. I think it has some. I forgot. Maybe it was the word smoothness. But you have to choose between the two. How your camera is recording whatever that you're recording inside there. So I'm going to play around with it. I'll report back more that I get. And maybe some of the folks, because I see there's a lot of people here really like the Air 2S, and I'm glad to hear that because I'm working with it. But I got to tell you, the camera on it, when I did my comparison between the Phantom 4 Pro that had the version 1 and the Air 2S, there were a lot of people. Everybody said, every comment that had to do with comparison between Air 2S and the Phantom, everyone said the Phantom, they could tell the quality of the Phantom video was better than the quality of the Air 2S. And I think the cameras are very close together between the two. I could barely see the difference, but that's what the comments were from
what was
people making comments on.
What do you mean by better? As in more natural better?
I think they said I think they said that because they're both set up default. All the settings are default. My frame rate is 60 frames per second, 1080p. When I did the comparison, I put my settings exactly the same on both of them. 1080p, 60 frames per second. That's what I did. I didn't mess with any of the aperture. I didn't mess with any of that stuff on there. So I left them to the same. And you can kind of see that because remember I had the problem with the overexposure on the Phantom. Right. Well, it's still there. When I did the comparison, you could see when you got into a really bright area, you see those lines.
The zebra lines. Yeah, you can turn that off if that bugs you, but.
So I didn't change anything. So the comparison was pretty good. But what I'm saying is, for me, it looked almost the same. But people making comments on our blog said they could see they liked the video on the Phantom better than the Air 2S. And maybe they have better eyes than I do. My eyes getting a little bit older. My eyes aren't quite that good. But I want to show you. So we kind of did that, Mike. We kind of did that. We drained the entire pool. As a matter of fact, we're in day 5 of refilling right now. That's why I can't hang in here too long because today is grand opening. It's been closed for 2 months. I'll give you a little background. The maintenance guy that was there on Friday, I'm trying to tell him we got to get this thing ready for Sunday. We're doing an announcement. We're opening the swimming pool after 2 months being closed. We have to do this. I said, so Saturday morning when you come in, I gave him all these specific details of what he had to do to make sure that because it still wasn't full yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday for us here, and it wasn't full. And Friday when I told him Saturday morning when you come in, these are the things you have to do. We got to get all the stuff ready. So we're definitely good for Sunday. And then what happens on Saturday morning? The guy doesn't show up for work at all. So he's not there. So I spent yesterday, all day yesterday down at the swimming pool, doing the vacuuming, the final vacuuming of the floor, doing a little bit of the scrubbing, doing all the pH, making sure the pH is right inside. Because it's a huge pool. It's like 12 times the size of my swimming pool in the backyard back here. And I was the only one down there. Let me show you. So real quick, I'm going to share with you.
Yeah, do.
Again, this is rough. This is very rough footage right here. And so, as soon as you get it up there, I'll hit the play button. I'll hit the play button now. Can you see?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the pool up before. If you would have done an overhead view of this 2 months ago, that pool would be perfectly white. You would not see any blue anywhere inside there. Well, you can kind of see the step in the kiddie pool. The second step, the upper step, is kind of white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, make double that whiteness on all the steps, because I had to use the muriatic acid on the pebble rock stone for all the stepways too, to bring it to the natural pebble rock stone color right there. But you see the jets on the right, all the way to the right side. You see the water shooting up like that.
Yep.
Well, the pump to that one was gone. It toasted, it fried, it was gone. So I replaced the pump for that one. So we got that one operational again. And the reason the one on the left doesn't show as forceful as the one on the right, because the one on the left is also doing the return jets for the kiddie pool. So we have 6 on that one pump. So that's why it's not quite as forceful as it is the one on the right. But so we got that fixed. You can see the pool is now blue again. The water is ready. So this morning I had to go down there and actually open pool. I have to go down there, and there wasn't enough water in there yesterday for the water to even hit the skimmers. So that's all the stuff I was doing yesterday. What I have to do this morning, because several of the residents here said, James, when is the pool going to open? When's the pool going to open? So this is a good kind of and this is the Air 2S. Look at the quality of the video here. It's really good. And
A little bit of a shake.
Well, I didn't know if he was filming in 24 frames or if that was just a little judder from when he was panning from the feed here, or
well,
what?
I didn't see any shake here on my side, so maybe it has to do with latency from our video.
I think it's latency, Art. Yeah.
I don't know what
I
don't know what I'm connected. Oh yeah. So and that you can see Villa Feliz over there. We're the furthest. We are the very furthest house in the entire subdivision. There was nobody over here. Now we got a couple of houses that are being built, but you can see. But this is going to change in a couple of years from now. This whole area over here on this side right here. So anyway, that was that video right there. So that's the Air 2S, and I think personally, I can't see much of a difference in the quality between the cameras between the Air 2S and the Phantom. Other people, like I said, they've made comments. They said the Phantom, when they watched my videos, they said they think it's better, but I don't know. But I'm happy. I'm happy with it, but I'm still getting comfortable with the controls because it's a whole different class of flying.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me just talk, since this is a drone show, even though we talk about a little bit everything else. Let me just comment more after my second opportunity to fly. So what I did was, remember the first time I flew using my iPhone. It's not out here, and the SC model, and that just wouldn't hack it. So I told you I ordered an iPad Mini. It came in, and it matches perfect. It matches perfect to the controller. It doesn't take up too much space like a monster on there, but it's much bigger than a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy with the choice of that. I had no issues with latency. It worked really good. I got to tell you, it's not as good as the smart controller with the integrated Android monitor screen. It works really good even in bright outdoor conditions. When I talk about the smart, and I'm talking about my smart controller from Phantom, the video quality is better on that in comparison to a phone or the iPad. And this is the latest iPad Mini that they have, which I think came out a few years ago, 2019 or something like that. So anyway, but I'm real happy. But when I compare, for comparison, flying, it's to me it's apples and oranges. There's not a lot of similarity. The Phantom 4 Pro, it just feels. When I touch it, when I pick it up, when I lift it, when I carry it, it just feels really well built, very stable. I'm not afraid to do anything with this. But also when you fly, the aerodynamics characteristics are so much different between the two aircraft. So much different. So what I have to do is I think the Air 2S, because it's more like a sport. If you want to do sport things and all these craziness and stuff like that,
it can be snappy.
I think that's the drone for you. You can't do that with the Pro, the Phantom 4 Pro. The Phantom 4 Pro is more if you want really professional video, and especially the V2 with the upgrades that they did on the V2. And you want a feeling with stability, even if you're very new to the drone situation. I think the bigger ones are better for the beginner and give you a lot more stability inside there. But I think if you're someone who's been doing this FPV stuff and want to do all these sport maneuvers, go into sport mode and do all this kind of stuff, and maybe it's your first one also, and that's where you get started with. I think maybe the smaller, the Mini, the Air 2, the Air 2S, whatever these smaller ones that are coming out are for you. But I will tell you what I bought. I'm not going to go get it right now. I bought a lanyard that connects to the controller, and I highly encourage people if they haven't had that before. It was so nice sharing the weight with that lanyard instead of me holding it up with my hands like that. It really worked real nice. I got one of them. It clamps around on the top and the bottom, and you can see it's got the cutout inside there for all your indicators and your buttons, so you don't lose any features or capabilities or seeing everything. So it's there. I thought at first the lanyard I thought they were cheating me because the lanyard's only like about this. It's a very short lanyard, but it's actually set up. I didn't have to do any adjustment on the straps. When I took it out, it was exactly where my viewing, where I'd want to see it when I was flying. So that worked really good. Let me see any other observations on that. Any other observations? Oh, when I was comparing what I feel when you touch the drone itself, when you touch it, and I feel when you lift the carry, I'm not afraid of the Phantom 4. It is so big and heavy and built so well in the, and there's no fold out things or anything on that. When I touch the Air 2S, I am always apprehensive. I feel like I'm going to break it. It's so small and so light. I feel all the time I'm going to break something on it. I really do.
Handling a Mini too.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Well,
I
small.
can. Yeah. So do you get the same feeling on the Mini too?
On the Mini too. Well, it's a different plastic too, James. The plastic on this thing is definitely not like Mavic plastic. It's different.
Yeah.
Lighter.
Well, the Phantom. It's like the plastic that they. Although that I damaged one of the arms on the quad. Remember when I did several stunts around here? But although it just feels like high grade, very thick plastic that's very durable, and that's why I am not apprehensive about really quick setting it down here, doing this with the Air 2S. I always feel like, God, I got to be so gentle with anything that I do with it. Yeah, maybe it's because it's new to me, but just it feels so light. I'm so used to the heavier. I think it's new to me.
You just gotta get used to it, and I think the more you fly it, you'll go, oh, I really like this.
Yeah, because the Phantom can't go fast, but the Air 2S can go slow.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Again, I'm learning.
That makes sense.
I just got it. I've only flown it twice now. I've only put it up in the air twice. What I wanted to do is, and I think you can do this, but just can you confirm? I want to be able to fly fast to my target, whatever I want to take my video of.
Sport mode. Throw it in sport mode.
Can I change the mode? Can you change the modes in flight?
Yeah.
Can you go from?
You
can do that?
Sport mode? Yeah. I think I have the controller. I have the same controller as you. I think it's.
Well, I know it's got the 3, but I didn't know if you could do it in flight. I didn't know if you had to do it before you took off or anything like that. So,
yeah,
it's still in its condom, but it's there's a switch right in the middle where you can change that, dude. Right in the middle of the controller. Hold on.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on the controller, and it's got the 3. It's got the slide, the little slide, left to right slide that's on there.
Yeah, it says tripods.
Yeah, you have.
But have you ever done that?
See?
Have you ever slid it in flight, in the middle of flight? Have you changed mode while you're flying?
On my Mavic 2, yeah, not on this one, but it's going to start off in normal by default. Even if you were over on sport, whoops.
Yeah.
If you're on sport, it's still, I think it starts in normal. You have to actually flip it back to normal in the middle and then come back over to sport. Then it'll go into sport. It's like a safety feature. But
okay.
So you can use sport to get someplace really quick, and then it's going to disable the sensors too.
Yeah, what I wanted to do, I mean, even in regular mode, it's fast. it feels, it just feels it's getting to wherever I need to go to quick enough. I'm not sure when I'll test out the sport mode on there. What I want to do, I want to go from regular to what's the other one called, cinematic or something like that.
Yeah, cinematic, I think is the other mode.
Cinematic. What I want to do, I want to try that, because what I'm having, again, it's growing pains for me right now. I want stability, and you'll see from that video that I just showed you just now from the swimming pool.
Right.
And let me show you, and I'll talk while I'm doing this next one. Let me share the next screen, and this is the next screen that I'm going to share with you. Why did I do this? The next one that I'm going to, the next one that I'm going to share with you is I just wanted to do for me to get comfortable with, and I started doing. You know how a lot of times when I show the progress of the projects around Villa Feliz here, I fly around the house. I do like a 360 around the house. So I tried to do that again with the Air 2S, but it's just, I got to slow down. I got to dumb down some of the controls on there for me, for what I'm used to with the Phantom, because it's too quick. Some of the moves are way too quick. And I'll show you, because this is a rough raw film. I haven't edited, and I'm not going to, this won't be going on my vlog. But this is just me messing around with it yesterday, the day before yesterday. Let me know when you got it posted on there. Is it up there?
Alrighty, here we go.
Okay, so this is.
Yeah, it's kind of fast.
Yeah, so I'm having problems, and it wasn't that much wind. You can see just a little bit of wind inside there.
It should hold its own.
But I want to try the cinematic mode to see if I get the cinematic mode.
What I discovered with the Mini 2, it's a Fly app. You're using the Fly app just like I am. You can dial in your settings for normal, sport, and cinematic.
See how quick.
And you can change. Like what I ended up doing. It's funny because I'm in normal mode, and I dialed it all in, and I looked down. I was like, well, that's not too far from what cinematic would have been. So why did I bother doing that? So basically, you can tweak it. So you could have cinematic could be your really super buttery slow setting, and then sport you could have snappy to get where you want to go, and normal could just be somewhere in between. And you see, that's the cool thing about Fly. You can dial it in with those 3 different settings. Just flip the switch to get to them. So then you change that whole curve, that response curve on the joystick. So when you're yawing, it doesn't like just whip around, or it's, it'd be more gentle and smooth and soft. When you first start to move the sticks, it's not going to just yaw around really fast and look crappy.
And it's all about practice too.
Yeah, and it's getting used to it.
The more
you get used to
comfortable flying it. And
I'm sure that's
going from a sports car to an SUV. You got to get used to how it performs.
And they're two totally different. The dynamics of both of the aircraft, although everything equates to the same thing on the other one for the control for the camera, the sticks inside there for your control. But the sensitivity and the settings and the feeling, they're all just, to me,
that's what I like.
They're totally different.
I don't think Go 4 let me do that. I thought when I set my sticks in Go 4, it was all the settings were the same, whether it was sport or normal or cinematic for the most part. Maybe cinematic was slower, but I like that about Fly, where I can really go in and dial it in for those 3 those 3 different modes. That's cool. And some people hate Fly. I'm actually kind of like, this isn't so bad. I kind of like it.
Yeah. So I be honest with you, since I haven't opened a book. This is just taking it out of the box, and I just flew it twice.
Yeah, you're just experimenting.
I flew it twice, thinking that my experience flying the other DJI product I just transfer one to the other. But there's a little bit of a learning curve.
You just need to get used to the app, James, and like how you can adjust things, and you'll be fine.
But I'll tell you something else that's I haven't done it yet, but and it's. I need to do that. I need to figure it out really quickly, because on my Phantom, using the smart controller, on the screen, you see where you're flying. It's the camera. You see and you have all the things you can change, any of the camera settings in the middle of doing anything. But on the DJI app that I'm using for I think it's the same app for the Phantom, so that you always know where you are in association to your home point where you took off at. There's an arrow when you're flying. It shows you what direction you're flying away from your home point. If you need to return and you want.
Well, you're not using Fly on the Phantom, but you're using probably DJI Go. Maybe,
I keep hitting it. There's a little tiny box. There's a little tiny box in the lower bottom left-hand side, left-hand corner, and I keep pushing on that.
And then it blows up.
It will give me this, but it doesn't. It's not.
No?
It's not doing that.
I thought it did on mine.
No,
I'll
Yes, maybe there's something, I don't know. Maybe there's something else I got to do, because the last 2 times I've only flown it twice.
Art's getting feedback.
2 times that I flew it. What's that?
Ooh, wow.
No, Art's getting some feedback for some reason.
Oh no.
So the last two times I flew it, the only 2 times I flew it, I had no navigation. It's line of sight. It's like first person. I recognize the community where I'm flying, so that I could come back home, because there was no arrow, there was no directional information. So I got to figure out what I'm doing. I haven't figured that out yet.
That's well, to be honest, I've only flown the Mini 2 like right around my house. I've just been playing around with it, getting used to it and stuff. And so I didn't need the map, but I'll be flying it tomorrow. I'll take a look tomorrow and see if that stuff is what you're talking about with the map in the lower left and everything.
Yeah, I pushed it many times, because I'm like, oh, I don't know where I'm at right now, because it's all
pissed off. It's like
when you fly to some places, when you fly in some place here in the Philippines, because it's like jungle. It's like, and jungle looks like jungle.
I've used my map to find my way back before too, where I can see where the aircraft is in respect to the map, and I see where my home point is. I'm like, okay, I'll get back as long as I'm high enough to not hit anything.
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything on there that said north, south, east, west, no map with an arrow, or I didn't see anything. And I'm flying to some of these places, and I'm like, holy crap! There's a lot of coconut trees around here, and I don't.
I can't fire it up right now, James. I'd fire it up, but the smart controller's downstairs, and the Mini's here, but the smart controller's downstairs. So I can't.
That's okay. I have to take the time. I got to take the time to get an understanding of the app and get comfortable with the drone. And I think it's going to be a real big asset for me. And at some point, another thing I tested, but I only tested one, because out of the box, it's set for dual band on your wireless connection.
That's where mine is right now, 2.4, 5.8, and it's automatically.
It's automatic switching inside there. So when but I didn't test it yesterday. But when I had the phone, and it was actually working on the phone app, before I started having the huge latency issue from the resources on the phone, I didn't like the distance I got on the dual band. So I looked online, and there are some people that say that find out really where you have the most interference in. Is it going to be in the 5.4, 5.8,
5.8 or 2.4?
Yeah, the 2.4, and find out and select. And most of them were saying, because distance, believe it or not, the lower frequency, should give you more distance.
2.4 should give you more distance, but it's also more crowded.
Because it takes more power. It takes more power for you to use the higher frequencies.
Yeah, lower frequency travels further naturally.
So what I did yesterday, because I knew where I lost it on the dual band using the phone, but it's not a valid comparison, because it's the phone versus the iPad. So I don't know if I was having latency issues with the controller is the controller regardless. But I was having really weird things happen to me on the phone when I did it. So I have to do another comparison. But what I did is I shifted over manually, no auto, manual to the 2.4, and I flew that. And I got better. I got more distance using the 2.4, but and I should if it was using 5.8 before, because I think it was using 5.8 before. But I'm going to do another. And I'm sure there's hundreds of. I'm sure there's hundreds
range.
Of comparison.
Yeah,
the range testing, and what's the best way to do it and things like that. But for me, the proof is right here in this environment, in this community around here, and test out the 2 frequencies to see. Because what might be a high Wi-Fi band usage in your community might be totally the opposite for us right here in this community, in this Philippines.
Exactly.
Countrywise, and all things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because really 2.4, like in my neighborhood right here, 2.4 is super saturated. But I'm in suburbia. It's packed. And anyway, but yeah, you'll find that. I let it do auto switching. I've never had a problem with the Mavic 2s or this or anything so far.
Well, again, remember, I haven't tested the dual band auto switching. I haven't tested that yet on it with the iPad mini, so I'll test it out, and that'll be a topic of conversation for.
I watched it switch.
Have you gone in? Invites me on again.
He will. Have you gone over to the mode where you can choose 2.4, 5? It looks like sounds like you did. Went 2.4, 5.8 or auto.
Yeah.
You can watch it when it's auto. You watch it switch around.
It shows you. Well, it's neat. It's neat on there because
fast.
It shows you the available frequency and the receive level. The receive levels of all the frequencies that are available inside in that range of each one of those. And it's good. It's the technology is real good for adapting to whatever is the cleanest and the highest power that you can connect to. And logic says if you go into auto, in my mind, going into auto, it should be smart enough to pick. It will constantly test all the frequencies that are out there, but counter
is Bill waving
counter to that philosophy. If you watch a lot of the vloggers who do the test on there, a lot of them say it's actually better to be in one or the other frequency if you know the busy bands in your area.
I would think that'd be the reduce. If you eliminate the switching algorithm, then you might get rid of some latency issues, is what probably the theory is.
Maybe, yeah.
Right, because if it's got to switch from 5.8 to 2.4, then you might have a little glitch in transmission or something with a video. Because I have noticed the smart controller struggles with Fly app, I think, and you get a little bit of a stumble in the feed. I don't know how to describe it. It's not a smooth video feed. It's a little bit of a.
Well, I got to tell you, for me, my experience when I did these videos right here is and this is OcuSync 3. This is their latest and greatest technology. And I've heard a lot of people bashing O3, talking about the problems with the latency and stuff like that. But when I did it, I had zero issues. Again, it was one flight. My experience on the one flight, I had zero issues until I reached the furthest where I could see my signal between the controller and the quad itself, the Air 2S, when it was very, very low, and I had a communication low signal. Then I started seeing some latency issues at that point. But from here to the furthest point that I flew it, I had no issues with it. And I will tell you, comparing, I've never had, you guys always buy as soon as something comes out. You guys are buying it, so I never went O2 with the OcuSync 2. I have the OcuSync. I went from straight from Lightbridge to OcuSync 3. And I will tell you, OcuSync 3 is superior to Lightbridge because I was able to fly that day in places I was never able to fly with Lightbridge. So I was impressed with that.
Art was asked a question. That's all. Phil had a question for you.
What's my opinion? I really like the OcuSync 2 over the Wi-Fi of the original Mavic Air. Much better signal with the with the Air. I mean, I was always losing signal.
My Air used to drop signal all the time, like really close to me. We talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
But have you experienced anything because you have the Air 2, which is OcuSync 2, and it goes dual band because it uses Fly.
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced any like glitchiness on your video feed or anything?
No, I haven't.
You're not. Are you using the smart controller, Art, or are you using a phone?
Phone.
Okay. Yeah. I still think the smart controller is struggling.
But here's the downside
they said
to the OcuSync 2 is, only certain phones will work with it. So I went and got the Galaxy A11. Wouldn't work, even though it was, I think it was Android 6. It says it'll work with Android 6 and above.
I
And then
misspoke
and
this morning.
checked the compatibility list.
Yeah.
It wasn't on there. So what I ended up doing was I got the S6, Galaxy S6, and it works perfect.
Yeah, I misspoke this morning. The smart controller, my understanding is it's a 32-bit device, whereas Fly originally required 64-bit devices. That was the kicker. And I still don't know how the hell Fly works on the smart controller when it won't work on any other 32-bit device that I have found. So, I think that has something to do with the fact that it's a little jerkier with the video feed. It's not terrible. It's just, it's better than the Air was, Art. Remember how the Air, you'd be flying, your video feed would be all like,
yeah,
jerky.
Well, also something, and we brought this up, I think it was in last week when we talked, the comparison between using any type of Android device that's authorized, that's compatible with the software and your drone and your controller, is the difference between the smart device or the smart controller and using the stock one that comes with it. Is your smart controller only has 2 antennas for transmission and receive, and the stock one that comes with has 4.
There's 4,
antennas,
right, just like the drone does.
And that's something that I've confirmed reading all the reviews and people talk about, and I've never seen anything to the contrary. Is using the stock one, you can get more distance, and I don't know how it would have to do with control and stability and latency and everything like that, but definitely for flying distance, the 4 antennas are better than using the smart controller.
I'm sure that's true. But so my comparison's a little more well, it's not more interesting. It's just different. So like I'm used to flying a Mavic 2 Pro, which is OcuSync 2, with the smart controller with the Go 4 app. And then the Mini 2 has OcuSync 2, but it's flying using the Fly app. And the smart controller is really buttery and nice with the Mavic 2 Pro's video feed, whereas the Mini 2 is a little jerky. So it's an app issue more than, it's the fact that the device, the hardware, can't keep up with Fly, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, it has nothing to do with OcuSync 3. OcuSync 3 is awesome because you do have that extra pair of antenna, and that's on the drone and in the stock controller.
Well, Chuck, you might have just have answered the question that I was asking about before with the problem with my mapping and my directional, because I think I use the Go 4 app for the Phantom, and the Fly app I use because when I took it out, and it's got a quick start thing real quick, it says install DJI Fly on your phone. I did that.
There was an update this weekend. Did you get the update, by the way? Because you have to.
I did. There was when I opened it. It said you needed an update.
Yeah,
I did.
Okay.
It was a firmware update. I believe.
Firmware update.
And it did a firmware update on the drone itself. So I let it do that and went through that whole thing. But I think you just answered my problem. The problem with not being able, where I'm used to on the Phantom, having the directional in the line, because that's Go. That's the Go app. That's not the Fly app. So now my next question is, can you use either? Do you have a choice, or must you use the Fly or the? You don't have a choice.
You have to use
Fly.
You have to use the Fly app. Yep.
I like Go. I got to tell you.
I know. Well, you're comfortable with Go. I'm comfortable with Go 4, but I will tell you though, Fly is not bad. There are some attributes in the Fly app that I really dig, and being able to set up Cine and normal and sport and change my yaw and my gimbal settings, like those are the ones I worry about the most when I'm for the sticks. That's what I always mess with, to have them. So I just flip a switch and I go to any one of those 3 settings is freaking badass. I mean, Fly's not perfect. People like Keith was complaining this morning about when you go between normal and pro down in the lower right corner, how wonky it was to switch. I'm like, it's just for me, it's in pro all the time. So I don't care about that.
So what I need to do, I either need to research or play around with it a little bit to find out.
Mess around.
That's why the map isn't by default in a larger area. By default, when you turn it on and it shows me the arrow from where I take off and the direction that I'm flying with the arrow.
Take the props off. Take the props off the drone and take the props off the drone, light it up in the kitchen there and start up the controller and just mess around with the settings on the app when it can't fly on you anywhere and mess around.
And I think DJI made a big mistake. This is my negative comment against DJI for today. On the Phantom 4, you can't make a mistake putting the reversed props on any of the quad arms. They won't fit. They don't go on there. You can't put the one that's marked. They're marked gray and black, and you have a black dot where you would put the black one. But if you accidentally, if you're an old guy like me and you're going
skip the white marks.
If you're going through a little bit of senility, or if that's the word.
Got where you put your keys.
And you do that. You can't make the mistake on the. Well, at least mine won't fit. They won't fit, but you can make a mistake on the Air 2S and probably your Mavic. I know. So,
that's because DJI had that little lawsuit with Autel, right? About the prop design, the quick release prop design. Wasn't that was a thing like a year ago? Art, was that a year ago?
I think it was.
Do you remember that, James? Where
I do not.
Autel came after DJI because they said their quick release prop desigin was a patent infringement. So I think that led to a couple little changes.
My goodness, DJI is such an innovative company. I mean, what they've done with their sensors and everything that they do. Why didn't they design their own interlock mechanism on those so that they don't do that?
I don't know. Maybe they did.
Did they shortcut? Or what did they? All the people that they hired before, the engineers, did they fire a bunch of them? Like, oh, we're good for a while. We don't need to be paying these guys. Or what's the deal? Because that's really important. The reason I know it's really important is the second flight. The second flight of my Air 2S. I reversed the props on there accidentally on there. Luckily, one thing with the Air 2S, with it being so small and so close to the ground, unlike the Phantom, that's like a skyscraper tower with its legs, the antenna legs that they have on there.
Yeah.
When the Phantom, if you have remember when mine broke, my prop broke, and it just went boop, like this. Well, because you're so high, there's so much potential for damage when it falls over with the prop spinning, right? You have a higher, makes sense. But it happened to me with the Air 2S.
You had me just staring.
Yesterday, day before, and for some reason I don't know how I missed it, but I put it on wrong. But when it instead of it flipping, it just leans back and my prop hit the grass. Luckily, I was on grass, and it did a little bit of lawn mowing for me. And then it was smart enough. It was smart enough. Unlike my Phantom, when my Phantom flipped over, it sent some really weird signals to the controller, which sped up the speed, trying to do a correction because it was flying upside down, and it did a lot of mode.
Try to do turtle mode.
Yeah, it did a lot of damage to my Phantom. But when this one went back like that, it actually came back on my controller in the DJI Fly app. There was an error that came on there that said you probably got your
inverted
props on backwards. It said something like that. It said, and it cut the engines for me. It did that for me. It prevented additional damage. That was smart. That was really smart.
That is cool. You had me thinking about the Mini too, how the props are all screwed on. See how they're screwed on?
Yeah.
I was like, how can you tell they don't have the white marks on them? But you can see there's can you see like the little arrows on the ones over? over here. See the little arrows up there?
Yeah.
That's how you can tell which are the counter rotating props.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Right
I don't know
near
when
the
I
hub.
yeah, I don't know when I switch these. I have to remember which arm is which, or I don't think it's as easy on a Mini as it is on a Mavic or your Air 2S. Huh. Interesting.
Oh, somebody said here, Bob Casey was saying that Fly app gives you two options: a compass, yeah, there you go, and a full window map that shows home. So I have to figure out where that option is on there because I have
I
to.
thought you just touched the compass on the lower left on the map and it
I'm
switched
telling you,
toggled.
I can't tell you. I can't, both flights.
I
I
trust you
tried to
did.
learn that.
Yeah.
Both flights, and nothing happened. And that was on a phone and an iPad. So there's something else inside there I need to do. Maybe it's a different part of the screen. Again, it's getting used to it. If you open your props
Maybe
before launching.
if you
Okay,
watch
on my
a
props,
how-to
yeah.
video on YouTube on how to fly
Maybe.
your Mavic
Yeah.
Air
Yeah,
2S.
James, get on that, brother.
I should be going to other people's vlogs instead of focusing on my vlog so much, huh? There's a
Maybe.
concept, huh?
Yeah,
And as far as Bob,
Aldrin at
Bob-
Flight Path's already talked about this, among other guys.
yeah,
Aldrin doesn't miss too much. He pretty much hits everything.
I really need to, but and it's an excuse, and but there's been just so much going on here over the last couple of weeks. But the Bob was asking, do I open my props? What I do is I spread them a little bit. So that they're not one right on top of each other like that. I don't know what's the proper way of are you supposed to do that or
yeah,
supposed to automatically
it takes less. It supposedly reduces the stress when you first spin up.
Okay, but I do push them because to me in my mind it just seems weird that you would do it like that. It would be like
have you seen the slow motion
very
videos?
Off balance at the very beginning.
Yeah, have you seen the slow motion videos where they show the amount of just the torsional loading and everything, how it changes the stress on the drone when it spins up and has to flip the props out? It's like everything goes. If somebody did a really high frame rate recording of it, high frame rate, you can see it go, it didn't look good.
Well, I have watched before because that's how I did the review on the Air 2S. I watched other people and it's like introduction to the Air 2S, unboxing and operation stuff like. So I watched other people do it, and what made me comfortable about not really worrying whether it was closed together or open, even though in my mind it didn't seem right. I spread them a little bit. When you see people showing you these things, many of the times they're right on top of each other in the tutorial videos, but and I never saw anybody concentrate on the fact that maybe that's not a good idea. But I'm glad you guys talked about it, and I will from now on.
Bob has my dirty mind at work, so spread completely open.
Yeah, that's what she says.
Yeah.
Well,
for better penetration.
Oh, you just blew my joke. I was going to tell Art this date in history, a year from now, Chuck didn't use the word penetration. I was hoping we could get to this whole episode today.
It's not possible.
You. Oh, it's not in the balance.
Is this a challenge?
It's a challenge.
I might be able to. I'll accept that challenge for the next time.
But guys, I there's a lot more stuff that I want to talk about, but it's 9:30 in the morning right here. It's Father's Day, and what I want to do is I want to get
2.5 hours too.
I want to get down to the swimming pool down there. I want to clean a little bit because we don't have maintenance on Sunday, and I promised the residents here that for Father's Day the pool would be open, and I need to make it presentable for them. So I'm going to go down there and take care of that. And I thank you for inviting me on the show again here, Art. Chuck, it's always great.
You're always
being
welcome
on here with
here.
you guys.
Always nice to see you, James.
Part of my routine, and I was talking about the waffles real quick. We ran out of butter this morning. We ran out of butter. We had no butter. We have no butter in the house, and I made the waffle. I got totally done with the waffles, and I said, "Ness, I said, where's the butter? There's some butter." Oh, we're out of butter. I ordered it. We have everything delivered. She said, I ordered it 2 weeks ago, and it still hasn't gotten here yet. I'm like, oh, Ness, yeah, you always got to have butter. You have to have butter for.
I hate it when that happens.
You have to have butter inside. So we didn't have any butter this morning, But I don't know if he's watching this morning. But my really good friend Gerard Newberg, who's going to
Brought some over.
built, but he's Steelman. If he makes a comment here this morning, then we'll know he's here on the show watching.
He hooked
today.
you up. Hooked you up with
But
some butter.
even if he's not here, he'll watch this later on. But Gerard is the one who's been sending me AAA Quad A maple syrup from Canada. He's been sending me. I mean, he has sent me these big bottles, multiple, like 6 bottles. I think he sent me like 6 bottles last time, and I will tell you, if you have high quality, the best of the syrups, you don't need butter, because we did our waffles this morning without butter. I didn't even notice butter was on it. We are not using butter on our waffles anymore over here. As long as
Wow, it's
Gerard keeps
healthier
sending
now.
me, as long as Gerard keeps sending me maple syrup from Canada.
Saving your arteries.
Yeah, but I thank
Nice.
him if he's watching. Thank you, Gerard and V. Thank you for sending me that stuff. But anyway, I gotta go right now. Like I said, it's 9:30, and I want to make sure everybody here has a happy Father's Day. And to all those people there, Bob, and all the people, I want to wish everybody in the chat, you guys. I don't think you guys have any kids yet, but upcoming, maybe.
No, too late.
Happy Father's Day. Not in the stars right now, Chuck.
Ain't happening. No,
Maybe one day.
no, it's too late.
Anyway,
Too late.
thanks, guys. Thanks so much. And
Hey, you're
I'll
welcome,
catch
and
you.
happy Father's Day, James.
Well, thank you very much, Art. Very much. All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
Okay,
care,
take
James.
care.
Cheers.
Wow, I missed the jungle sounds already.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird? It got so quiet when he dropped.
yeah, it did.
That's so
it sounded
weird.
like you had like a flock of birds that would come and go.
Yeah. And now it's
Yeah.
all just creepy and quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can.
Hey, I want to say hello to Brad Alston. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Brad. Is that Brad from
River City, RVA.
No, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I was thinking of Brad.
Well, one thing I notice on this is I do see the dead cat in the video.
Can you pick it up and get it out of the frame or no? Because it's not uncommon. Like I noticed some of Keith's footage from his trip. He had the dead cat kind of showing up in his frame occasionally.
I think I need an extender to put on.
Yeah.
Why am I getting feedback?
I don't know, but you are. Your headphones, you're only using your headphones, right? Wow, that's nasty.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
Wild.
That's weird. I
Indeed.
turned down my headphones. Maybe that's what was.
Maybe they're picking it up. Yeah, something's picking it up, feeding it back. But yeah, you might, if you can pick that up a little bit. What's that little mount on top? Can you get an extension? I'm sure you can. That's a quarter 20 up top, right?
You get a little extension that.
Yeah, because isn't that quarter 20 up top?
I think it. Let me screw it.
If it's screwing off, it's probably quarter 20.
Oh, I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, that's like a cold shoe mount right there.
Yeah.
Is that threaded?
It looks like it. Yeah. Yep. It's threaded, and then it just slides in right on here.
Oh, it slides into the cold shoe and then tightens down in position. So it's
Yep.
You can get an extension to go cold shoe to cold shoe. Amazon is your friend. You'll find one.
Now that thing works perfect on the Osmo Pocket because the dead cat is further away from the Osmo Pocket.
Yeah, I'm not. Do I have mine? No, I don't have. I have the strip down pocket right here without the stuff on it. But I know what you're talking about. Yeah, with your mount, the way it attaches the microphone, it keeps it out of the way.
Ooh.
Yes. A sneezer. I don't know, Art. What's going on?
I don't know. What's going on?
I'm
We're
gonna
down
have
to 13 people.
I'm running out of steam and water. I'm out of water.
Yeah, me too. I haven't decided what I want for dinner. I had leftover pizza for lunch today. It was good.
We're out of pizza here. We had steak for
Papa
dinner.
John's.
We had steak tonight. Grilled up a steak. Well, a couple little tenderloins.
Well, I have some walleye that's thawing out in the fridge right now.
Yeah, that's right. You have a
So-
lot of fish, so and it's always a good idea not to freeze it any longer than you need to, right?
Yeah, and I still have a big trout fillet in the freezer. Oh, and I still have a piece of salmon that the candy man gave me a couple months ago.
I have some
But,
salmon that's been in
he
the
gives
freezer
me
too
one
long.
of those great big fillets, and I'm like, oh, I can't eat all that.
Not at once.
Yeah.
By the way, I
So
found
what
those
I might
files.
do
Remember,
is when that's thawed out, is I might cut it in half and put it in the refrigerator and have it the next day.
or if you have a vacuum sealer, you could vacuum seal it, put it back
I
in
don't
the
have
freezer.
that.
No, they're kind of cool. Oh, by the way, that I did find the files. They were lurking in another folder on the computer, so I moved them over to the SD card.
Oh, good.
So
So were
apparently-
you able to pull anything off that tape?
the one you just sent? No,
Yeah.
it's very disappointing. No, it's like a nothing but static. I cleaned the head a couple
Well,
of
it
times. The
might
other
have
tapes still
gotten
play.
close to something that screwed it up.
No, there's
Because it
no,
looked
there's
like
no
it was I
halfway
used
through.
up about half
saw-
of it.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, there must be something on here because look, you spooled through it, but why? You get too close to Area 51. What happened?
I guess so. I might have put it close to something magnetic or something.
Well, the other couple of tapes we sent, like 5. Two
Right.
of them were like a white plastic housing, and they were both blank. Which,
Right.
but they
were
didn't.
probably never used.
And there was no writing on them, whereas
Yeah.
the other ones had writing on them, and there was material on those. So those are all captured.
Okay.
But I don't know, Art. I don't know if these guys want to hear. But anyways, it's like, yeah, I got to get this stuff back to you so you can make use of it because you have all kinds of
There you go.
secret, top secret, classified stuff that won't be for long.
You know what's funny is I bought that cable. I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to finally, do something with this bad boy. Turns
Yeah.
out it was an 8-pin and I need a 4-pin.
4-pin.
Yeah.
Can you get
for
an
the
adapter, or do you
plug
have to get a whole new cable?
So I found one, and it's on its way. They're not
get-
very expensive. They're like
Can you send
$5-6.
Can you send the other one back?
No, I'll keep it. I might need it for something later.
All right,
Down the
it'll be in
road,
the
who
it'll be in the
knows?
big box of cables like I have, the spaghetti of cables. I know I have one of those somewhere, and you're rifling through all the crap looking for. There's
There
an
you go.
original USB to mini USB somewhere. Damn it, where is it? I know because that goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. And then there's those digital camcorders like you have might have that mini HDMI connector that was. You remember that? It looked like
Well,
like a
this
D
thing,
shape.
I think has firewire.
That's what it was. Yeah. I-1334 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I had something with firewire. It's that Sony camcorder has firewire on it, which is totally
I've
useless
got
to
an
me
old
because
PC case that has a firewire plug-in.
I had up until this computer build, I had a firewire I had a card so I could get Firewire off of stuff for my old video editing. I just kept transferring it from build to build because it kept going onto the new ATX board.
Right.
This time it was Dunsky. No more room. No room at the inn.
Happy Father's Day, Bob.
It's only a few hours away.
Hopefully I'll get some flying in. I think what I might do is take the Air 2 down to Lake Harbor, and what I may do is fly over the spot where the original Air
Went swimming.
And what I'll do is I'll take a photograph, and I'll say, this is somewhere in this area is where it landed.
Yeah.
Who knows? If I see
sucks.
I kind of see a red hue down there.
I don't think it's probably pretty slimy now.
Yeah, it's probably all green by now.
Yeah, it's probably all green.
With some snails on it.
The SD card might be okay still.
Yeah, if I could pull the SD card off of it.
They're pretty
probably
robust.
Doesn't have anything on it because I never videoed anything.
Oh no, really?
No.
Well, I guess, at least you didn't lose any
Unless
footage.
Sean was videoing something. I don't know. I don't think he was.
Yeah.
That was so weird how he
sucks.
got discombobulated with the altitude and distance. That's how it crashed.
Went swimming.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That is one of my biggest fears, but yet it doesn't keep me from flying over water because it seems like all the coolest shots I get have me flying over water.
Yeah.
Like all of them. 90, well, okay, not all, but 90 some odd % of them require flying over water to get the shot.
Yep.
Yeah. This is the way it goes.
Well, we're down to 10 people.
Yeah, I probably ought to.
Yep.
I'm getting thirsty.
About time we ought to shut this puppy down.
It was good though.
Call it a night.
We covered topics for a change, which was good.
Yeah, we did. We
talked about HEVC and the trials and tribulations of that on your computer, and maybe some workarounds. We talked about this mysterious Mavic 3.
Yep.
It'll show itself eventually, but it's fun. Every now and then we get a little poke. Hey, check this out. What do you think of this?
Well, you know what I'll do is I'll take the cable and I'll see if that does anything with the downloading instead of taking the SD card. Hey, that might take care of that problem. We'll find out.
If they're not MP4s, that's something. But I would think that the way you did it, you were bringing them into the GoPro app, right? The GoPro program. Files come in.
Yeah, I did do it that way, where I would import the file from I use it. Where is that? I have an adapter to put the SD card in and stick in the USB and.
Oh yeah, one of these things.
Yep.
Yeah. Mine's aluminium. By Anchor.
Well, so is this one. This one's got an aluminum case on it.
It's probably made in a similar straw hut, except this is USB-C on the end of it. This isn't. Yours is USB-A. This is C.
Yep.
So,
oh, you could use that on a cell phone. You could take video off a cell phone and.
I haven't tried it, but yeah, I'm not sure if it's OTG, if it's on the go or not. It might be. That's an interesting experiment. I will have to.
Never know. Good work.
I wonder if I could plug it into the bottom of this thing and see if I could take files off of it.
Ooh, you know what? It probably could.
All right, let's try it right now. Here we go. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't care that it exists. Didn't feel a thing.
Okay.
Didn't feel a thing, Art.
Mm.
See, I already lost the I already lost the bet. I tried. No, if the phone has a better shot of working, my phone's nowhere to be seen. I think it's on a charger somewhere now.
Hey, hello, Lake Pilot.
lake pilot, as long as he's not piloting in the lake like you did with the air a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel much better. I'm coughing a lot better. It's not like this like last week where I
Constantly
get
you
a
have to mute
fit
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot better. It takes time. You gotta kick it all out. It's gotta come out.
Yep.
I like
Got
garbage.
this.
Oh, nice.
Still got a lot left.
Got a little
I've
bit
got
in there?
about 100 more. I don't know if you can.
Can't see on the. Yeah, it's a little fuzzy. That's how you can tell how much juice is left in it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Started off with 200. I don't know how that goes, but anyway, it seems like about 4 to 5 or 6 years, and I get a case of
Cyclical?
bronchitis. Yeah,
Man.
it'll start off as either a cold or a runny nose, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I got a scratchy throat, and yeah.
I see Lake Pilot was bringing up the P4 Advanced.
There we go.
Misses it. See, there's a guy who would want a P5 probably.
Hey, Sean. Hello, Sean. Good to see you. Yep.
Ozzy's in the house.
Yeah, he's
Were we just talking about him?
homeowner.
Oh, really? Now, what have I been in
Yeah.
Have I been in a cave and not? I haven't been getting any notifications on Mr. Oz.
Yeah, he bought the house he was living in. He's able to work out a deal. That's cool.
Nice. Yeah, it's kind of cool if you really dig the place and you can grab it instead of renting it. That's cool.
Oh,
Good deal.
speaking of homes, and we'll scoot right after this. A house from hell went on the market a few days ago. Turns out this house went up for sale. It's $700,000, but here's the kicker. The previous tenants trashed it. I mean, they left meat in the freezer and it spoiled. Oh, and the lady was nice enough to, she locked 4 cats in a room and they died.
Ooh, that has to be.
And not only
unpleasant.
that, you got graffiti on every wall and broken, what is it, a gypsum board where the owner or the previous tenant took a hammer to, broken windows, and don't go out on the back deck.
Why, it's not there anymore?
It's very shaky. It's like not safe.
There was a place near, I think it's near Skinny Atlas Lake out here in Syracuse, that was a story similar to that. There was a place that was like really, really expensive, and I don't remember how it all went down, but the place got stripped right down. And this place sounds kind of like that kind of story where it's destroyed.
Hello, Herman. Good to see you.
Yeah. Market is insane.
Yeah,
every house that comes up on the market,
here because
it's everywhere.
There's just not enough inventory.
It's everywhere.
I mean,
believe it or not.
Matter of fact, one of the talk show hosts that I listen to, he lives in a modest neighborhood, and there was a house nearby, better, nicer house, went on the market for over $1 million. It sold $1 million over the asking price.
That's a lot. I mean, we've that's insane.
And the kicker is, it screws up everybody's property values.
Yeah,
because
yeah, and it
some
mess up the-
Yahoo from California who got tired of losing out on bids decided, oh, screw it, I'll bid $1 million over.
We have that
Because-
happening. That happens up here in Syracuse because we're 6 hours away from New York City, and there's a lot of room up here, right? I mean, relatively
Yep.
speaking, compared to New York City. Well, in New York City, these guys, they see the houses, they're paying like a ridiculous amount for an apartment or whatever in New York,
Mhm.
and then they're like, for this much less, I can have like how many acres?
Yeah.
And they don't even care. They just, bid on the phone like you're describing, and yeah, it's happening.
Mhm.
It's everywhere. It's this houses go up on the market in this neighborhood of mine, and they're sold within a week, if that long, and they're bidding wars.
That's true, Sean.
Everywhere.
Yeah. Because there's not a whole lot of room to.
Well, we're
to
not
build
making
a
any more
house up
land.
there.
For the most part. I mean, Mother Nature might be spreading out with volcanoes a couple of places, but pretty much what's there is there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
he's got that little mining town nearby. It's got a whole bunch of
That is
abandoned
cool.
homes. I mean, they're not very old, but the problem is, it's a super fun site.
That he's trying to fly there. I remember Sean was trying to fly
Yep.
there, and yeah.
Yeah, he and Ken Dono
Yep.
were the.
Yep. They were out there. That was a cool video, but wow, what a cool
Oh,
place to
speaking
fly.
of Sean and Ken, how did you like that that tattoo reference I put in that video?
Yeah. I told you you should have had a shirt that said ACDS on it instead of ACDC. AC with a lightning bolt DS,
Yeah.
like ArtCo Drone Solutions. Make the shirts up with could work out similar. Good little parody.
You know, yeah, it was weird. I was listening to a song, and it's going through in my head, and I'm like, I wanted a tattoo, getting ink done, and then I saw that thumbnail that Sean had, and that would be perfect for that. And then the reference to Ricky Lake. So I went online and found some photos, and I thought, okay, I'll throw those in there. And then I did my lip sync of Pretty Fly for a White Guy, and
Yep.
what was
I was
the other
watching-
one? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis.
I gotta watch that again because I was waiting for Lori to come out at one place, and I was watching it on my phone, and it's not the same on the phone as it is like on the computer. Better yet, on the TV. TV is the best place to watch.
Well,
all this stuff.
Sean, become a member. It's a members only video. Oh, and by the way, I did get a copyright strike.
I was gonna ask you about that because Lori and I
Well,
have some.
knew it was going to happen, but since it's a members only, it's not public, so they were cool with that.
How do
That's
you?
why I didn't have that video monetized?
So how do you know? Like if you grab pictures or a video clip or something from a historic event and you want to incorporate it into a video, how do you?
No, you see that song, I took the video and scrubbed out the video and kept the music.
Yeah, and they caught you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of people use little
No,
video
Sean,
clips and
you
stuff.
need to be a member, and you'll be able to watch it.
And you can get a little green symbol next to your.
Yep.
YouTube
And we
channel
didn't meet
name.
our goal today, darn it.
You don't have to change your background yet, but
But I did get a super chat. Now I gotta find out what 200 Norwegian kroner is,
I don't
which
know.
is probably $20 or $10.
200
I think it's $10.
Norwegian
And okay.
krone to USD, $23.06
Oh, good.
right now. Right at this
Okay.
this second. Subject
Cool.
to change.
So maybe this month I'll actually get a check.
Maybe you will.
Yeah, I didn't get a check last month because I didn't meet that $100
I'm gonna
threshold.
if I'll frame the first one. Feel like 2 cents probably, but I'll have to frame it.
Yes, that's right, Sean. It's members only. So I think I have 5 members only. I think. Let's see. There's.
Why am I that exclusive?
Kelly Shores, Ken Heron,
Bill Rohn.
you, Keith. Bill Ronayne, and
I'm looking at him
Brad
right on
Austin
here.
And Matt Cundit. So that's 7.
No kidding.
Yep.
I got to get you that captured stuff from these tapes back then. I'll let you get to work. All right. Well, they're ready to come back. I'm sorry that there wasn't more stuff on them though.
Yeah, well, that's how it goes sometimes.
You can't. Well,
you're trying to think what was on that tape.
Mine were glitchier than yours. My older tapes, they played a lot glitchier. I mean, I had some stuff I could play on that was tolerable, and then some was super glitchy. But you know, that's how it goes. At least you have something off of them, because it would have sucked to lose the one tape's pretty awesome. I think you know which one I'm talking about. It's really awesome. It's not just you; it's a few other people too.
Oh yeah, because I taped a bunch of comics.
Yeah, it was really good. That one's getting a kick out of.
Well, once I get this done, I've got one of them is one of my campaign videos.
Really
where I talk
now?
About the usual where the politician comes out and says, this is happening and I'm about this and I approve of this message. Now I have some B-roll of me riding my skateboard around the park, which turned out kind of cool. So, and then I've got Andy Kaufman on this.
Really?
Not that Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman that lives here in Denver. The late Andy Kaufman. He also had cancer, beat cancer, and then all of a sudden
came back
dead. Yep.
Cancer sucks.
Yep.
I can't believe there's not a cure for that already. It pisses me off.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe this DNA thing that Metro drones. All right, here we go. Hold on. We gotta do.
Didn't hear it.
What happened?
I'm trying to do the cha-ching thing and it's not working.
There we go. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Gotta cue me on these things.
It only works when I'm, go over the vMix.
That's a pain.
Well,
at least it works.
Bill got the mug. Oh, cool. Glad you got that.
Nice.
So, did you get the mug or the tumbler? Did you get this guy here? I really like this. I've been getting a lot of use out of it lately. And what I've been doing is I've got these cheesy little plastic cups. And what I do is I fill them up with water and put them in the freezer. I got big ass ice cubes I can put in this thing.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't hold too many ice cubes.
Yeah, I've got one of those the
20 ouncer.
company gave us. And I have that on my nightstand if I get thirsty at night.
These are on Spring also, Art. You can get these printed up with your stuff on them.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's where this came from.
Okay,
Came from
you
Spring.
got the mug. Yep.
Yeah.
I got one of those as well, and I've got an extra one. Maybe I'll give one away down the road. And I have an extra one of these that maybe I'll give away.
They make the perfect Christmas gift.
Yeah.
Or Father's Day gift, belated Father's Day gift, grad gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So that's going to help out, and with all these people that are members only, maybe I'll get close to that $100 this month. Maybe I'll get that $100 check. Boy, that really helps out when you have an extra $100 in the bank.
Do they take taxes out of that crap, or how's that work?
Oh, they will, because what I've been doing is I've been keeping a tally sheet. So I've been keeping. So when tax day comes, then I'll say this is what I've been getting.
Because you have to claim it as income, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alrighty, then
problem,
we've done
that's
3 hours.
3 hours.
So,
That's an hour more than I planned on doing. So.
All right. Well, Chuck, thank you very much for coming,
having
and
me.
everybody in the chat, thanks for coming, and have a happy Father's Day. Father's Day. Happy Father's Day tomorrow.
Happy
and
not the Mama's
we'll
Day.
Catch y'all next week.
Happy not the Mama's Day.
Yeah.
Not the Mama.